we'll post it tonight on YouTube, both of us, and then yeah.
Hell
you know,
yeah.
as we get closer, we'll start doing it, you know, weekly, going back and forth on the channels like we've been doing, you know.
Yeah, my name is Ryusei.
I'm going to
it's
put
my new alias, guys. Welcome.
Oh yeah,
I'm a warlock god.
Bro. I gotta make my own fucking things for it, dude. Okay, so yeah, dude. Hey, hi. How are you guys doing? We can talk for a little bit. What's up?
Yo, what's up, brother? How you
doing?
doing?
I heard you were sick, bro. What's going on? How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I was sick. I missed out on all of Christmas. It was pretty tight, you know. Whatever.
Did you get the vid, bro?
Dude, I did.
You got it better though, right?
Me.
So let me ask you something. How is it? Is it as bad as everybody thinks it is when they get it? Were you really just sick as fuck?
I got like Omicron and I'm like vaccinated and stuff. So like, it was just like 2 days. 2 days of like, this sucks, but.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're fucking
better.
Other
than that, though, it was actually pretty chill. So like, those 2 days were not that dope, and then afterwards, it was just like a little sore throat, which meant like streaming wasn't super chill. Like, I didn't want to be talking for 6 hours or whatever.
Understandable.
But other like 2 days were rough. Like, I had like a really gnarly headache, and like aches, and like my body couldn't control like temperature, so like I was sweating and then I was freezing, and like I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, yeah. It kept happening
like some pneumonia shit, bro. It's great, like your hypothermia or something.
Yeah, but it was only
almost like a common cold. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Fucking Ryusei. So how's your Christmas? Did you do anything? I know you were sick, but did you do anything at all? Chat, you too, bro. How's your guys' Christmas?
FaceTimed my parents, and my grandparents were over at my parents' house. My brother and like his fiance were over there. So I saw people from here.
Huh? There you go.
So it was pretty chill, dude. How was your Christmas?
Oh man, I'm broke from buying all the Christmas presents for the kids. But guess what? Guess what? The kids are happy as shit, and my wife leaves me alone. So knuckle bump. You know? So going straight into this, dude. I guess the first thing we can talk about is our thoughts. We both have cleared Black Temple twice, pretty much twice. We'll consider the second one being a twice. They shut the server down on Illidan. Let's go on PTR only. Only talking PTR. They've said that, obviously you guys know they said they're not changing they're not changing any of the mechanics in tuning. So we're going to talk as what we saw. Simple enough. Falcon, there's a couple people in chat that have been in here as well. So we're just going to talk about it, man. And I guess we can start with your thoughts about it. I know let's try to avoid, if you can, start, because I know we're kind of sweaty. I would like to try to avoid shit talking because stuff is easy. We do that a lot. I do that a lot, as mainly. So we got to try to keep it. Let's try to avoid that. We know that it's going to be a little. Let's not use the word easy. Let's use the word cozy. We have a cozy tier coming up. Nobody's really going to be sweating. It's just going to be a free loot for everybody, and it's going to be fun. It's a lot of fun. Both of these raids are a lot of fun. Yeah, we might be a little bored afterwards, but let's not worry about that. Let's worry about it now. You know what I mean?
I'm actually more excited about this phase than I was beforehand. Like, I'm more excited about this phase than any of the other phases. This, as someone who likes to speedrun in general, or like anyone who likes to play the game, like people that are in more casual guild were, I don't know if it was fun to wipe to Vash to a random mechanic, because on that attempt, all of your healers got MC'd and healed her, instead of like the one time you killed it, like the MCs were better. It didn't feel as much in your control. And so far through this raid, most things are significantly more in your control, and you're not just like, there's not like a random mechanic that raid wipes you out of nowhere. Like on like world record pace runs would wipe on Vash to just bad MCs and bad RNG. That's like crazy.
It's crazy. It feels like even back in the day on private servers, when stuff was overtuned, it's almost like they didn't know how to tune it. So all they did was make it so it's like, oh, here's some RNG in your one shot. Like, yo, what? You know what I mean?
Instead of like making things like mechanics that you have to outplay, that you can absolutely outplay, which is something that like I think they really dialed in on retail, and I think that's kind of like cool in the sense of like rating retail. I don't know, it is what it is, but like the mechanics are more entertaining. There's more going on there. Yeah.
Anyone know recommended amount? Yeah, we'll talk about Shahraz when we get there too. That's an interesting conversation, because I recently found out some shit. That's actually my fault for not researching it about rolling corruptions. Wow. Rolling Shahraz. So we'll talk about that when we get there. I would say 300 though. You know what I mean? Just saying. My thoughts were the same thing. I think that this is one of my favorite raids. This is one of everybody's favorite raids if you haven't done it, because you know, retail players still farm this. You know, they want the glaive mogs. The people still come here for, you know, stuff they're mogging and stuff. So this is one of the raids that is huge, and I love this raid more than Mount Hydril, more than a lot of raids. Right? I think everybody does.
Yeah.
So I think you guys are gonna have a lot of fun with it, even if it's a little bit easy, like someone said. For those speedrunners out there, the easier the raid, the nuttier the speed strats.
Yeah, like when you can blow through trash faster, if trash isn't as punishing, and I think that's what the difference is, right? It's SSC and TK as a raid tier 5, very specifically, the trash is very punishing. And it's like, if you don't dodge a mechanic like a whirlwind within like a second and a half, you're dead. Which towards the end, we could see like warrior comps coming in and blasting through, because in reality, it's on you to dodge it, but like it's not as friendly, and it's easy to have a lot of deaths. It's easy to take a lot of damage. And there's like one mob per pull that would like randomly mind control people, and then that person's instantly dead to like any sort of cleave.
Camera's gonna be scuffed for a second. I'll fix it, guys. Sorry. Go keep talking.
That like, I think that being different and being like kind of fixed, I would say in this tier, is so much better. It feels like you can outplay everything instead of like kind of having to hold back, and you can almost also like kind of like pull larger like groups potentially. It's definitely going to lead to us potentially being able to do a lot more cool things with speedrunning. But in general, I think everyone's going to like the actual like mechanics in here. It's like more fun, and it feels, this is what I have to say. I think it feels like Naxxramas with world buffs. It feels like going through Nax with world buffs, and that was just so fun. I know you do Nax now in Lich King, and like, what do you think of the raid there?
Sorry, I know your camera's scuffed. I'm just doing something. I'll fix it in 2 seconds. Sorry. I think that it's, Nax doesn't bug me because I didn't play it. I didn't play Classic, so I don't mind doing it, really. To be honest, I really don't. But it's pretty easy. But it's hard because it's a private server. I don't know, you know, difficulty wise. You know, they always tune it weird, so it's kind of hard for me to, you know what I mean? Yeah. Speak on the difficulty.
Watching it earlier today, I was like, this. I mean, it looks fun, so I'm like, I enjoyed it, and I think I actually, after watching you do it today in Naxxramas and Wrath of the Lich King, I would say I'm more excited about doing it in Wrath of the Lich King than I was beforehand, for the sole reason of like everyone's got like new like there's not necessarily new mechanics, and the bosses all seem kind of easier even with like hard mode stuff, but like I think everyone, like, your rotation is so different.
Oh man,
and that's like
crazy.
It makes the game so different, and that's what I wanted from Season of Mastery, was like the new mechanics with like world buffs, so that like it just makes the game different instead of making the game slower, which I think is the tendency right now. Is like the idea is, oh, if it's harder, it's better. And I don't know, I think this phase proved that that might not be the case. If it's harder doesn't necessarily mean it's better, because like, do you want to wipe on the same boss forever that other people are full clearing like very easily? It was better back in the day, like first time progression. Yeah, it was, you were going for it and trying to see if you could full clear these raids, right? It was really like entertaining back in the day to like be like the first on your server to clear this raid, and it took you guys like weeks to kill this boss. But now it's like watching other people just blow through it and then wiping for like months. It's cool progressing. It is, but like I guess maybe me just personally, and I would wager a lot of people prefer like coming up with better ways of doing things instead of like just trying to figure out how to kill the boss itself. Now coming up with like ways to like, how can I do more damage? Can I push a limit here? You know?
Sorry, I was getting everything in order. Yo, Rugs, thank you so much for the raid, bro. Speaking of Rugs, that's the big Lich King guy right there, bro. That shit was fun today, man. I'm glad. Thank you for that. Let's go ahead and go to the first boss.
Yeah.
Or let the VOD play in the background. We'll just briefly go over it. You know what I mean? Talk about whatever we need to talk about, including the fact that, you know, this is a fun fight. Not really. It's the first fight. It's supposed to be super, super hard, but there are some mechanics that can severely mess you up, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was curious, and this is actually kind of like a little sidetracky. Was this boss more punishing on private servers?
Yeah, this right here, this little splash right here, you got to spread out for it. Otherwise, that did a lot more damage just in paying spine if you didn't pull them out. I think you see me here. No, this is our second run or first run?
This is our second run.
Oh, yeah, okay. Then no, our first run, you would have saw me get it, but if you don't get him right away, it kills him. But I will say, though, that the title shield that happens, that comes up. So pretty much the whole focus of this fight is, besides spreading for that, is that he throws an impaling spine at somebody. You have to pick it up and throw it at the boss, but you can't do it yet. You have to wait till he does something called title burst, title shield or some shit. And it's this big ass bubble that puts, you'll see it in a second, right? And you whoever has it, you have to have a macro, which, you know, we'll put in the description if you're listening to this. You throw it at the shield and it blows up and does a fuck ton of damage. And I was so surprised at the damage it did. He'll do it in a little bit. That's the whole fight. It did like 80%. Yeah, I did like 80%.
Yeah,
we'll see in a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely blasts the raid. You definitely want to be topped up when you do break the shield. And
right here, this is the shield. And this is the whole fight. I swear to God, this is the whole fight. Other than that, you spread out so people don't get it. Someone has to click it. Someone in here has an impaling spine in their bag because they got it from somebody else. And then they have to throw this. Watch how much health goes away when they do it.
And they're like holding on to
all their health,
which like,
yeah, you want to you have to hold, you have to hold. Well, they could have did it earlier right now. Like you want to do it when everybody's healed, as long as everybody's healed up. But it's like these little ones, like Warlocks. I'm not life tapping. Dumorn's not life tapping. We're not life tapping because we know this is about to go off. If you're down 2 life taps, I would die probably. Because look how much damage it's about to do. You're not left with much health. Now I would live, but yeah, you're not there. You're not left with much health afterwards. So
some people like get insta-gibbed. Like look at Falk. Falk is dead.
Falk, and was he full? Falk, you know what that means? Without Falk can answer us too, but that means he doesn't have enough stamina. That's what the fuck it looks like. Yeah. Is that your stamina? It looks like he lived, by the way, like barely. And then barely he did. Look, Falk said I didn't die, bro. Look.
So it's not like percentage based, it's damage based. And I guess we can look at the logs if we want. It felt like it was like 8k damage. It was quite a lot of damage, so it does make sense to just want to be topped up when he does that. But he's not really, I didn't notice, but it didn't look like he was still casting his little mini AoE that hits like three people for like 6,000 damage or whatever it does. This one that he keeps throwing out, right? It didn't look like he was doing that during that. He was just meleeing the main tank.
Yeah, because he's regening. Like, he's regening his health.
Free to
So it's pretty much as soon as the burst goes out, you want to top him up as soon as you can because he regens his health as you go. So it hits you for about 8,500 and then you pop it.
Yeah. So it's like a simple like this fight is like, I think it's a nice introduction to the raid for people too, that like I was saying, like people are gonna go in here and it's almost hard to mess up. People will die from not being topped up. It's just like gonna happen. But this is one of those fights where it's like, okay, welcome to Black Temple. Here's some sick gear, and you're like, oh, this is cool. Okay.
I'm gonna log into my character so we can look at look at the Atlas loot real quick. I'm gonna plug a couple loot pros. You can plug yours as well. I'm gonna plug a couple of them because there's 3 of them done and 3 of them are all very good. And then we'll go over it ourselves right now. All right. Plug yours. I'm gonna go to plug the homies.
Oh, like videos?
Yeah, didn't you just do a loot pro one, right?
Yeah, I did do a full loot pro video, and I finished a spreadsheet, full spreadsheet for.
Yep. Definitely. So link yours. I would watch that, and then I would watch this guy. Does a really good one too. His name is Zatars. He's a very good friend of mine. Does very good videos as well. And then there's another one, but I don't really like that one that much, so I just use them with Sarthe. Atlas Loot. While we're here though, let's talk about it. Can you guys see this well? Am I tripping? You guys can see everything here? You can? Cool.
Yes. Yeah.
Nothing too crazy in this boss. I know there's a couple of things that people are going to wonder about. That's why. All right.
Yeah.
What's the first thing you see?
Don't have anything too nuts. Like for Warriors, Rising Tide is like a really nice stepping stone, right?
Yeah. Speak on all the physical parts of it if you can.
The halberd, the 2-handed polearm, really nice. Like for hunters, mainly if they're going for their 9% hit set. So like if they're doing the 2-handed 9% hit set, you'll actually end up using the twin blade still if you're like when you get new gems, if you're not doing like the hit set. And those fists are like really juicy. The fists of Macau, I don't know how to say it. like shamans are loving those, but those are like a nice piece. But that's like the main things from this boss, I think.
Yeah, I don't know any. I literally only know casting, so I'm not going to be able to speak on anything that the other stuff. But on the caster side, you have this ring, which I don't think mages use because they don't need hit. Warlocks use it only when you're outside of the elemental group, which, you know, every now and then there is that, you know, affliction warlock or whatever. There always are warlocks. Or if you're in like a guild like ours where we rotate the warlock out, so it's not the same person every time. That's the only reason this ring is used, really. I think I remember using it ever. And then, of course, these are BiS for all casters. These are BiS for all casters, and I'm going to go spicy here and tell you that you should not give it to warlocks first. I'm going to tell you not to give it to warlocks first because we get tier. And as greedy as warlocks want to be and take all the fucking loot, mages can literally use this right now. And it's better for them as well. And you guys know I don't like mages, so I'm not just shilling it. I'm just saying this. As much as I would like these, I think that you should give it to the mages first. A mage first. Yeah. We get all tier, skull, all this shit. Don't be greedy, guys.
Yeah, there's warlocks gotta get
Shadow Priest, anything.
Fed gear.
Non-tailing Shadow Priest. Okay, if you have a Shadow Priest that's not tailing, then you probably shouldn't have that Shadow Priest, right? Because you should still be tailing right now. That's kind of weird, right? Am I wrong in that? I also don't know Shadow Priest.
Did you play a Shadow Priest?
Feels weird to me though. Yeah, but not in BT.
Yeah.
Simpy, how you doing, my friend? Did your mic turn down? Are you there?
Me? Can you hear me?
Oh,
can you hear me now?
My headphones. My headphones are all busted. Yeah, Shadow Priest, casters. I don't know about Shadow Priest over your Warlock. Maybe just one. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're a Warlock, I wouldn't. Everyone loves those. But yeah, mages really don't get like nearly as fed this phase. So taking that on a Warlock would be like kind of like spitting in their face because you're about to get all this tier.
Well, it's for the same reason I can look back at, I want to say bracers and boots, and I don't know about every guild did this, but my guild, our mages got fed in T5. They got fed their shit right away. So when the op pieces dropped, all of them passed it. They're like, we'll pass. You know what I mean? And they could have rolled, but they're like, we'll pass. Because they know they got all the tier, you know?
Yeah.
They got fucking fed last game, fuck them. Well, no, it's just the same thing for the same.
That's for
the same reason that the mages would pass on their loot for us, the off pieces, because they got geared out. Same reason. I mean, at least me for my warlocks. I mean, my mages, I should say. If you got piece of shit mages in there and you guys are in a battle, continue your war. But I'm saying, you know, at the same time, like if you're thinking about raid wise, I think we'll have to mage out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Healing wise, I don't play healer, and I guess I know that there's loot power for healers. I just don't know what it is. Like, you know, which one's better for what. Besides, obviously, this is male. Besides the couple pieces, besides the couple pieces of haste healing gear that's contention with casters that we'll get to. But yeah, anything else left here? Are we good?
Yeah. Easy fight, and that's like the intro into BT. So like again, like that fight is just like legitimately like here's Black Temple, enjoy.
Yes, and as we go along these, if we're going too fast or you want us, if we miss anything, do not be afraid to say so. Obviously, if you're watching this live. If you're watching this not live, well, then I love you. Supremus.
This is the fight that like I think is the first fight that, well, this fight like obviously has strategy to it, right? Like the boss will go into his phase where he just chases someone down, and if you get too far from him, he'll move straight towards you too quickly and like murder you. It doesn't seem like he was like one-shotting people when he was moving though.
Yeah, he one-shots me at the end of this, I think, actually.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yep.
And this fire, super easy to dodge. The volcanoes he puts on the ground are also pretty easy to dodge, but they will, as a hunter or any pet-like class, they will murder your pet.
I think they pseudo buffed that, by the way, because I remember getting hit the first week and it barely did any damage. I got hit the second week and it almost killed me. It double hit me and max ranged it. I think the volcanoes are the most dangerous part. Besides him himself, I just tried to pan up. Weird. Besides him himself, I think the most dangerous part is the volcanoes. Yeah. But at the same time, they're easy to see. You just fucking move them, right? The hardest part about this fight is going to be greedy ass people like me wanting to pump, but like right now he's chasing me during phase. I get it. I'm running, right? Then he changes. And then you're like, oh, I'm going to stand still at pump. But he runs your way and he goes it looks like he's going slow because he's so big. And you're just like, oh, yeah, this right here. Like all this right here. He's not chasing me, but I'm scared. I'm scared to stand there and pump because, you know what I mean? So it's one of those fights where you got to fucking find out. I think I die here. That's why I use this footage.
He also has this. He has like the smallest hitbox, for how giant the actual character is of all time. It's kind of crazy. But like, it looks like that giant red circle should be his hitbox. That's not.
It's not. It's bigger than that.
But like his range hitbox is bigger, but like you hitting him, you have to be so close. Like his center is like directly in the middle of him. Like it's so weird. You have to, like, your range as a ranged someone, like anyone ranged attacking him, you can see like the melee too, they have to get like directly below him, and you always feel like you're way closer than you are, or you're like, you have to get super close in order to even attack this boss.
Yeah. This one thing that he does do is he does like, he'll chase if you're over a certain amount of range, like a certain yardage, like 35 yards, whatever, he'll just chase you, but he does it really slow, and then he stops when he's 20% of the way there and goes back to his normal 90% speed. So during the second phase, he only moves at 90%. So you are faster than him. You're 10% faster than him, right? And then when he goes and gets that speed boost, it's like 5 times his speed boost or whatever to catch up to you. You can't tell because he's so big. Then when he gets, you know, whatever that, is it 20% away from you or 10 yards? It actually might be 10 yards away from you. He goes back to his normal thing. It's 10 yards. Yeah. He goes back to his normal phase, and then, you know, you have to keep running or you get your ass stomped out. Simple enough. It's simple enough. You know, the damage.
But look how like close everyone is.
Look at the fire damage
to the boss in general.
It's scary.
What?
A little scary.
Like,
no, keep on.
You have to be right next to the boss. You really do, because his hitbox is super confusing. It's not like this giant hitbox because he looks like a giant boss. It's not that. So this is like gonna be a fight absolutely about like, deaths are gonna be the deaths you saw of phase 1 KT, like Thaladred, where someone's like, I'm gonna get one more shadow bolt, oh, I'm dead. You know, like that's how people are gonna die.
Yeah, quarter. 1 second. We don't care about the drama over here, bro. Yeah, I know what's going on with Stay Safe. We don't care. I don't care about it. Even if I wasn't doing a podcast, I don't give a shit about it. I'm not Stay Safe or Esquire. I don't care about drama at all, bro. You know what I mean? You're all right though. You're good. I don't care about all that shit, bro. Anyway, keep talking.
Yeah, but yeah, all I was saying is the deaths that are gonna happen on this fight are basically people being greedy. It's just gonna be being greedy, right? You want to sit in and you want to DPS, and like if you want to parse or you want to do more damage, you have to do that because other people are going to do that, and you're like, parsing is quite literally competing against other people. So like it's going to be like teetering the edge of like, how greedy can I be and not die? But on the first like progression first kills, like just run away, you know, just move away. See, and there is a death because Milk got targeted and was too far from him, so the boss ran right next to you.
Got him! Got him!
What did you say? Yeah, that was me. Let me go back and see what that was. Oh, him just turning to me, I think.
Yeah, because he charges Milk right here. Yeah. So like right on your left.
This is what you have to watch out for. Things like this. Look, so right now, Get Milk is further than 30 yards away. Because of that, this boss is now going to charge, which you can't tell, but he's going a little bit faster. And for some reason, he's like, yo, fuck this Warlock. And then he keeps going to that guy.
Yeah, and then he changes his target to you, and then he murders you.
Oh, he killed him. Look, oh yeah, he killed him and then killed me. Yeah. So I wonder if when he kills whoever, if it's the immediate range. Because on the second, this would make sense because on the second pool, like on the second week, I died around the same time after he charged and then killed somebody, and I was the closest to him.
It might be because it might be like just like technically until he recharges someone new, it might technically count as like a threat table, and you're close, so you're like you need 30% less threat to have aggro. So like you're probably getting slapped, right? It would make sense. Like the way that people die, it's probably gonna die in like pairs or threes, right? If someone's too far when they get charged and then they die, whoever's next to them is gonna die. So
and just to clarify, I'm looking at my script. It's 40 yards and then he'll dash to you and then he stops at 20 yards and goes back to 90%. Sorry, go ahead. I just want to clarify that.
Stops at 20 yards. But like again, his hitbox is super buggy, it feels like. I think Blizzard needs to fix it. In all honesty, I think there's something wrong with the hitbox. Especially as like saying that as like a hunter. I don't know if you experience it as playing Warlock, but you just like what you should feel like where you can Shadow Bolt, you needed to be a lot closer than that. Yeah.
In terms of loot, we have the Waist Wrap of Infinity, which is the first piece of gear that you will see that is actually, it's decent, but it's not the best for Warlocks. I can't speak for the other casters, but It's good. You're definitely gonna want it. But
BiS for Shadow.
Shadow Priests? Yeah, I would see Shadow Priest. Yeah,
Shadow.
Good Shadow Priest. Yeah. I would assume for mages, but I don't know. Dude, I never know with mages because they have to do so much intellect and all this other stuff, so I have no idea.
It's not
100% S Priest. It's like second BiS for Warlocks.
Yeah, so like on my Prio breakdown, I have it for Shadow, and then everyone else can Warlocks.
Yeah, this should go to Shadow first in my
Shadows,
opinion.
Yeah, are really loving this.
Yeah, Anatherans for mage. Okay, yeah, same with Warlock. So yeah, Anatherans for both. Yeah, but this, I mean, it's good. But look at it compared to Belt is the smallest upgrade. Speaking from the Warlock perspective, because look at it, it's already losing 2 gems and all that shit just to get that to haste. So, well, it'd be a little bit better. Don't really worry about it.
Yeah,
it's one Anatherans. What about anything that you know over here? You see anything?
Not worry. For warriors,
I don't see anything. Casters will want over
here. The choker of endless nightmares. That necklace up top. Holy cow, that thing is pretty sick. The other necklace is the trash necklace called Choker of Serrated Blades. Both of these are 2 insane items, but Warrior BiS is being calculated as Choker of Endless Nightmares, as well as Rogues and I believe Enhanced Shamans. Let me make sure. Yeah, Rogues and Enhanced Shamans. So it is a really solid piece. Great for all 3 of those. And if you're like a hunter, you're going for Serrated Blades. But also, Serrated Blades also very powerful.
All right, look, it looks like two-handed mace. The 2 times mace is BiS right here. So 2 of these are BiS as well.
For enhanced shamans, they use 2 of those, and then the brutalizer.
Ooh, looking if you're thick as fuck. That looks dope.
Yeah, and you can use 2 of them. So, and obviously, since they have the same attack speed, it's like amazingly juiced for enhanced shaman. But there's no one contesting them for that. Like if a warrior is trying to take that over your enhanced shamans, that's like giga griefing, right? Like that's like hard BiS for enhanced shamans. So just why would you take it over them, right?
So is there anything you can see melee wise that is contested here?
Just the choker.
I don't really think so. Just the choker.
Just the choker, yeah. Which definitely will be contested, but probably in most serious guilds will go to a warrior first. But it's warriors want it, rogues want it, and enhanced shamans want it.
Yeah, 1 second. Go ahead.
And this phase, enhanced shamans get really this is like the phase where enhanced shamans really start stepping things up. This is like their phase to kind of be juicy. So
someone just
it'll be an interesting one.
What I'm pulling it up right now, real quick for you. Go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah. I'm gonna share this spreadsheet in.
Do you have all the items that dropped? I had it, but I can't find it. You know what I'm talking about?
Items that dropped.
Yeah, like how the Hearts of Darknesses and shit like that. Yeah.
Oh,
you know how we kept the tally? Do you have that?
Yeah. I was just scrolling up basically. Yeah. All right, I have it. Here we go. So this is what dropped in our whole raid. I just typed it in your chat, and I'll type it to you directly.
Okay. Perfect.
So,
go ahead.
So we got quite a few gems. 14 Heart of Darknesses and 25 Marks of the Illidari, and that's from a full clear. So 14 Heart of Darknesses, that's 14 capes if you decide to do it that way. That's like half your raid, more than half your raid. It's like pretty solid.
No, PTR's not up. We're just doing a episode. Yeah. That'd be cool if it came up right now, right? Oh shit, imagine that right when we end.
I think my face is still,
in terms of the rings, we saw 2 Ring of Ancient Knowledge drop and about 3 healers rings. 3 healing haste rings.
Yeah, I think the rings are gonna drop pretty quick.
Yeah, which is
super contested at first, but I think a lot of people are gonna get it.
I agree, and I think it should. I hope it does too, because it's a lot of people needed those. A lot of people don't need 1 of them; they need 2 of them. So. Yeah,
my face is still just Discord messages, by the way.
Is it? Oh well.
From Big Tit Goth GF.
Big Tit Goth GF. Big Pumper shout out. Shout out to Big Goth.
Yeah.
Akama. All right, go ahead. Is there anything else? Speaking of trash,
someone was just asking why doesn't Enhance want armor pen items, and I don't have the exact reasonings for that. That's something that Deance could answer. But I just know that most of their gear doesn't rock with armor pen. They do have some expertise, Ret Pallies. Ret Pallies really don't scale with armor pen. They really don't, because not all of their damage is physical and their cleave and stuff.
Winfrey procs don't need armor pen.
Okay, so there it is. Yeah, so I'm not absolutely I'm not the enhanced guru, so I went through enhanced gurus to help come up with things for Loot Prio. But also like Ret Pallies, they don't scale super well with Armor Pen, which is why like they wouldn't go for the sword, the two-handed sword that gives Armor Pen over getting the Mace, Torch of the Damned, which is going to be their BiS, because they don't need the Armor Pen. Other stats are going to be better. And Rogues and Warriors especially, but also Rogues, no, it's the same. All of their damage is physical, and an Armor Pen just scales so well. Armor Pen is just going to, like, DPS is going to just skyrocket this phase. It's crazy.
I agree.
Yeah.
Shade?
Shade
of meme.
Of Akama.
Shade of the meme. This is a really hard one to talk about because it was so scuffed. Not only was it scuffed, but like the fight itself was scuffed. How it's supposed to work is on the right side and on the left side, there's ads that come out, right? You have all your ranged DPS up here and they nuke these down. You have a tank over here with some healers, tank over here with some healers, and they're gathering the ads and just kiting around and killing them. I think they messed it up, which made the pool get messed up. But this fight never was ever hard. I don't remember on anywhere ever. So this was like a free boss. It kind of feels like the first 3 bosses are free bosses, which makes the first 3 bosses are free bosses. That was weird. Which makes sense because it's the entry ones, but this is not supposed to be a rough fight, which is a nice fun fight. You're seeding strat wise, you're up here. These sorcerers can't be tanked, they just kind of run around, but eventually a defender or whatever will come up and you guys will seed off that and blow them up. The thing is, look how fast they're dying. And now the defender's up. So now normally this guy would come up here and now everybody is seeding off a defender and it blows up everything else right here.
Yeah, just like pull it right into the middle right there. Yeah,
and that's all you gotta do. And you have them, and then you have the hunters pumping into this ad. Hunters and the mages pumping in this ad to pop the seeds, and that's all you gotta do. That's all you do for phase 1. Meanwhile, behind us, you can't see. It's hectic. Ads are everywhere. Everyone's trying to kill them, kite them around, but we don't have to worry about the discasters. You can speak on that from a melee perspective if you know about it down there.
The first time we did it, I was more so down there than the second time. The first time I was down there just trying to help manage ads and use frost traps, which I definitely suggest for hunters on. I mean, you're probably going to do that for a while, but it didn't feel like a paladin tank or even just bear tanks would have any issue picking up the ads. So like, you don't actually need to really do that during this phase. You should just be DPSing like the defender, right? That's just like losing damage to not, and then you just bloodlust and burn the boss, and that's it, right? That's it. You literally just kill the boss before like ads kill you, and like have your tanks hold on to them. Yeah,
that is all it is. But at the same time, you can wipe here because you see half the raid die here, so it is very. You can still wipe here. People are just this is miscalls. Stuff was wrong, right? But after you kill the ads up here, he will slowly walk like you saw him do. He will slowly walk his ass over here. Once he gets there, you have 60 seconds to kill him. He's going to be attacking Akama. You lose if Akama dies. The good news is if Akama dies, the fight just resets. You don't got to porter or die or anything. Anyway, he'll do about 150,000 damage to the Shade. You are nuking the Shade. That's all you got to do. You have 60 seconds to kill the Shade or you lose. Or he kills Akama. Akama then dies.
Yeah, and you'll actually notice a couple of us do die coming up shortly after that. Including me. I die, and I'm pretty sure I died to just like a tank losing threat on all of the ads. Yeah,
that's what it was. Yep. And then also during this phase, Shade of Akama takes like 50% extra damage, increased damage as well. So this is when you're saving your lust, you're saving your cooldowns. You're hopefully have a cleaner than this.
Yeah, and this is where
don't worry, professional raid guides will be done soon. But
here, you'll definitely just like you'll literally just pump, and like you can see people are just kiting things around. And like when things have gotten hectic, which it has for both times we've killed this boss, you just keep DPSing the boss and you can kill him, right? Like you could literally just
like my bug report
the boss. That's it. Oh my god. Like this happened last time too, though, where a lot of people died, and then we just killed Shade of Akama. So like in both of our clears, this happened, and that was just like issues mainly with like tanks holding aggro and tank healing. There is that rain of fire that people tend to eat, which actually does quite a bit of damage, but it's not like an intimidating fight. I would say it's definitely one of the easier fights.
It'll be easy to do. You just need the leadership to be able to do it. Which we're here to help you with. All the ads, you can fear them. Yeah, you can stun them and fear them. I don't know about the defenders, but all the other little ones, you can do everything where. So you can have like a Pally tank on one side. You usually have Pally tank on one side, warrior on the other side for the defenders. Bring the warriors, and the Pally are the ones grouping everything up, and then you just pump them down. But you can do frost slows if you want, if you have one spec in blizzard for some reason. But you can do, you know, earth binds, everything, which you should, by the way.
Yeah.
Like that went down to Meltdown, and you didn't. There was no traps. There was nothing. It was just everybody fucking meltdown mode. Nobody knew what to do, right? Huge Ellie, but here, yeah, let's talk about the thing. In terms of casters, the first thing is this one is ass because no caster needs hit for this. So you're literally not going to wear this, right? Like, don't even worry about this. Focused manner. This is also horrible because it has hit on it. Once again, I'm going to step out of line and speak for all the casters here because warlocks have the worst hit problems, and I no longer have hit issues. So you fucking should not have any hit issues, which means you don't want these, I assume. Woo! That's like all the casters here, bro. Nothing else too crazy here, man. What about you?
This is one of the only fights that most things aren't contested. The Ellie belt is insane. Flashfire girdle. The gloves for warriors, grips of silent justice, can be awesome. The boots for prot warriors could be amazing. The ring is probably like the most contested, but like should probably go to your feral ring of deceitful intent.
This ring, the tank feral, you think?
Yeah, and because like rogues can use it if you're missing other rings, but like it's not like your like BiS situation. But like ferals are loving this. So this is one of the fights where like almost every item that drops, like there's good items, decent items even, but like they don't, like you're not like contested. This is one of the fights where you're like, you're not fighting someone for something, right? You're just like, who wants it? Yeah. Like,
yeah, there's nothing contested here. It's a free fight, free loot.
Juiced, but yeah,
we call this this is a support class loot table right here, boy. You know what I mean? This is when you bring that alt in there and you're like, hey, does anybody want this? You're like, yeah, I'll take it. You're like barely level 70.
The pet shoulders are okay, like they're cool. But like you're gonna be using the shoulders of the hidden predator, but you're gonna be using
that sounds sus.
Yeah, you're gonna be using your
oh, this looks dope.
Your tier. Yeah, it looks just like tier pretty much.
It's not as cool as that one, but it's getting there. So it's up there.
Yeah.
Dude, shoulders of the hidden protect. That's just like some weird. That's a weird name, bro. Okay.
Yeah, those aren't even actually those. Actually, yeah, those are not even the good ones. So those aren't even the good offset shoulder piece, anyways. So something
you're gonna see enhancement shamans with the eyeball shoulders. It throws me off because there's shoulders that look like T5 shoulders for warlocks, and I'll see priests with them. I'm like, wait a fucking minute, dude. Wait a minute, dude.
Oh yeah, the like
Teron of the Gorefiend.
This fight,
Sarthe, you actually got? Did you get the?
No,
constructs?
I wish I did. I wish it's so easy. Like
we're actually not gonna watch this one. I want to before we do this one, I want to watch. I want to watch the perspective of. Go ahead, talk. I want to watch the perspective of someone doing it.
It feels like the construct idea is. It's simple if you think about it, right? So when you do get turned into the construct, you have to go into a corner and like once the debuff ends, you die and you turn into a ghost. Once you are the ghost, you have to slow 4 little ghosts, those little constructs that spawn. You want to slow them and kill them before they reach the raid. There's 3 abilities that matter. 3 abilities. You have an AoE like Frostbolt that hits everything around you. You have a Frost Nova that slows everything, or like literally freezes everything, and then you have an Ice Lance that adds a stacking slow. All
right, we're gonna watch it. Keep talking. We're gonna watch it in the back so you can see it too.
So the first thing you want to do is the AoE damage, which is on your 5 key. The first thing you want to do is just instantly AoE damage and then freeze them all. Instantly AoE damage and then freeze them all.
Okay, wait.
And then
wait. Before you do that, did you explain the debuff to them? A debuff happens where they put a debuff on a target at 60 seconds later, 30 seconds later, whatever, you die, right? So before you do any of that, you should have a soulstone rotation first. You have all your warlocks on a soulstone rotation, and then say this priest is the first one to get it. You make sure, okay, you know, priest got fucking constructs, Crix give him a soulstone, he runs back here, he dies like he's about to do. Continue, Sarthe.
Yeah, and also like the boss isn't long enough to like, you're only a couple people are gonna die from this, right?
Mm-hmm. I think it was 2, right?
Though,
2.
Yeah, it was just constructs? 2.
This is what you turn into?
Yep, this is what you turn into. And like even there, that was a little slow. Like the first thing you do is just legitimately just do the AoE and then do the freeze. Like the AoE and then the freeze. It's a lot of damage that's gonna be added up. right?
The reason
AoE
there's
and then the freeze.
The reason it's my video, so it paused for some reason. The reason there's 2 is because say I got it first, you're still a thing. You're still this for a little bit, right? So
yeah,
if say I'm exactly. Say I'm done with my mobs, I can go back. This was my worst mechanic in the history of World of Warcraft. I fucked this up so many times on private servers that it's fucking hilarious. And I'm probably still gonna fuck it up because I never got it right. You know what I mean? I didn't get it enough to get it right.
Yeah.
But I think this is gonna be I think that if Blizzard keeps, even if they keep it the same, people are gonna wipe this for sure because they will fuck this up if they fuck it up. But they die pretty easy. Like it took about twice as long to kill one of these mobs than it did on private servers. Like your 3 or whatever does way more damage than on private servers. So this shouldn't be that big of an issue. There's also a mini game you can do to do this. It'll help. Although I will admit that the mini game doesn't help at all because I've got that mini game right 50 times and I still haven't got this right once. So
the thing is, like I think the biggest thing to focus on is what they're doing right there, which is good, is keep the slow debuff on all of the ads, but also you want to try to keep them grouped up. Like that's like ideal. Is it's like if you're mage farming ever, right? If you're by yourself, if you're mage farming, like if you ever let the stack kind of break apart, you always try to group it up again. And you do that by slowing whoever's in the front first, and then as the back ones start to catch up, you slow them, right?
Yep.
So like, and the very first Ice Lance breaks the Novas. So you want to like Nova the back mob right when you do it. If they're in like a perfect square, you'd say, you would Nova the mob the furthest away and then 1 by 1 or Ice Lance 1 by 1 all of the other ones, that it slowly slows all of them, and then like each time rotate to make sure you get like 3 stacks of the Ice Lance debuff. And then there's like they can barely move and you're just tabbing. Like it in practice seems harder than it actually is. Is just try to keep things grouped up, and if you hit the back mob first, he'll have to run through the front mobs because he's already broken out of the Nova. So like there's a way of doing it that's obviously the best way of doing it. But I think once everyone like realizes how to do it, you should never have those really reach the raid. And once you like, if you're the first person and you finish it, then you're still the ghost while the second person gets a spawn. So just go and help them also. And then it's like 2 ghosts against 1 group. They're dead.
Yep. So we talked about that for a while because that's the main mechanic of this fight, but there are other stuff that you really don't need to worry about much. Besides, like someone said in chat, this boss actually hits very hard. We have to have tank dice on pull. You got to go in here ready for this tank and have big heals on the tank. He's really, if you see the raid damage, there's not that much damage going out. Otherwise, outside of the constructs, there's not that much damage going out, right?
There is the he does like a random debuff that like does like 10,000 damage, and I don't think it's dispellable. You can just heal it though. Like just 1 heal would literally save the person. We had a pull in, I don't think this raid, but the other raid where I died to it, where I should have just used a health stone. Instead, I had used like a dark rune because Judgment of Wisdom wasn't up and I was pumping, and I died to just literally not getting healed, and it was like 128 overkill. So like that's like the only other thing other than like dealing with the constructs and having your spirits deal with the constructs, which
healers
is on them.
Healers, you still need to, well, tanks can't get constructed, right? You just got to literally hold aggro and live. You just do tank stuff. DPS, you got to do DPS. Don't pull out. Do DPS. Pump as hard as you can. Don't pull threat. Don't fuck up constructs. Healers, you can still be constructed as you just saw. All right. You need to be quick to dispel some incinerates when you see them. And any target afflicted by crushing shadows, you're going to have to, big heals on them. Get a bubble on them. Get a renew on them. Get some palms on them. Get some stuff to keep them up, man. That's about it for this fight, bro.
Yeah, so it's like there is a decent amount of raid healing kind of, and there's some dispels. But like the tank does get hit. The tank for sure gets hit really hard fast at the beginning too. So like that's definitely something to like take note of for guilds going in here early, is that if you don't have like inspiration and like buffs up on your tank, like he might get just clapped.
Yeah, I would run 6 healers to be safe. Keep 3 or 4 on the tank the whole time. The boss is not tauntable, so you need to make sure that he has that threat. If you guys pull threat, the boss is not tauntable. Again, I'll say it. He's not tauntable. Don't pull threat. Yeah, your tank should be okay though.
You will
think of anything else. I think that's it.
Wipe the raid if you pull threat.
All right, let me know if I'm forgetting something, boys. Let's go to the loot now. Oh, whoa. Gorefiend. Oh, we skipped whatever. Caster-wise, not a fucking thing, bro. We got, yeah, garbage. Chest is trash. Chest is trash because there's no sockets. Our chests have 3 sockets on their heads. Garbage because it's a healing head. Yeah, nothing for us, boys. What about you, man?
The cloak right there.
Which?
The cloak is nuts. Up all the way at the top. Destroyer's Drape. That thing is awesome. And it's going to be 3 people really wanting it. Warriors, rogues, and enhance again. So this is another one of the items that's going to be like kind of a juicy thing to be contested. I know the gloves, the botanist gloves of growth. A lot of healers want those as well. So those are pretty strong.
Oh, what are you giving it to first? Druid, Shaman, or probably the Druid?
I didn't even...
Well, because I don't think the Shaman wants these anyway, right? Arresto Shaman doesn't want those.
I think Arresto actually does want them. Yeah.
Any Arrestos in chat? Yes, you do. Okay. What about a Holy Paladin? Any Holy Pallies in here?
Holy Pally also wants them. Yeah.
Holy Pally as well. So it's just BiS for all healers.
Yeah.
Cool.
So those things are really strong.
Dope.
I have no like say
Thanks,
for which healer should get something first, as both of us don't play healer, but I just know who wants them.
Oh yeah. This is why I didn't do a loot Prio video, because I don't know. I didn't want to put the time in. That's a lot of work, bro. I was like, I'm not even gonna try to do all that. I was
like doing that for heals. In my loot Prio video, I was like, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna tell you what I think is good for healers, but I did way more research even after too. The throwing weapons over there are pretty solid as well on this boss.
This one, okay.
For Fury Warriors.
Yo, what about this Omega huge axe, bro? Tell me that's good.
That thing is so fucking neat.
315 armor pin, bro. No cap though.
Yeah.
Is this lame?
Yeah, it's lame.
Oh.
I mean, like maybe like an early phase arms warrior might take it. Prot Warrior PvP fun, yeah, right. It's not a
Soul Creeper is pro. Oh, okay. Let's see. Are we missing anything else about it? For loot, we can go back to the internet. To the fun fight. This is the first fight where we actually wiped a lot on, but I will say before we talk about it, we had some shitty healers. Okay, so it was a mix of that. This is actually one of those fights where go ahead. I'm gonna talk.
Healer doing 146 HPS.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, we had issues.
You can talk about the fight. I'm just setting up something real quick.
Okay, so Bloodboil, the big mechanic.
Yeah, talk about
main things.
Do that first.
He'll shoot out like an AoE ability at the 5 furthest people from him. So you set up 3 separate groups to basically rotate to moving to where you're setting it up, like that back waterfall, so that those 5 people will take one stack of this debuff, and then they'll move in. The next group will move back. They'll take the next one, and then it'll rotate to the 3rd group. After 5 of those debuffs go out, so 5 of those casts, he'll randomly choose someone in the raid to make them pretty much. He makes them like gigantic, and then he decides he's gonna go and attack them. And when he's doing that, he does a ton of damage, but they also have like 400% or 800% HP. And like, so you just pump heals into that person, and that person uses like defensives. And there's no aggro table during that phase. As long as you can keep that person alive, you go back onto the boss once he like goes back to attacking the tanks after the phase. Yeah,
it's almost kind of like from a Pumper's perspective, kind of like a patchwork fight. Besides having you do it like, so we're gonna do 3 groups. This is how I would do it. I mean, you can do it however you want. We're gonna take 3 groups. Ignore the fact of them. Let's call the hunter group, mage group, warlock group. If there's melee in your hunter group, don't make your melee do this. Just swap that. Let the melee sit up here. Swap them. Yeah, swap them. Say this is a normal hunter group with an enhancer, or whatever, fair, or whatever. I don't know. You would just make sure you stay over there and just put a healer here, right? So you have 5 people to do it. You have your warlock group of 5. You have your mage group of 5, right? And let's use this example. We'll say hunter group goes first. The fight's going to start. You guys are going to pull. You'll see it when we do the VOD right now too, but you're going to pull, you're going to pull, you're going to pull. I can look up. I want to say every 7 seconds, there's 10 seconds. He does the blood boil. You'll see the red blood boil come in the air, and it hits the 5 furthest targets from him, which is why they're back here. 5 people are, right? That group is. As soon as you see it in the air and you get the debuff, you go up. Right there, like, all right, next group back. Then the warlock group goes back, or whatever group you guys want. It doesn't need to be this order. And then we sit back here until we get, now we go up there, and then the mage group goes back, right? And it's simultaneously. It's right. It's like you're coming in as we're going out. It's like backwards, right? until the phase starts. Like he said, after 5 of them, then the boss will go, hey, I'm gonna go, I feel like fixating Crix. I'm gonna go fuck him up. Bow. And they're gonna come over here and he's gonna destroy me. Whoever he fixates, they need to do whatever they can to survive, whatever they have. Like if you have something where you can pop, you're popping it. Get ready for your Hellstone. I'm drain lifing. I'm coiling. You're doing anything you can to survive this. And every healer is on this person. He is the only one taking damage in this whole fight. There's no threat, like Sarthe said. You are also saving your cooldowns for not using him in phase 1. You're going to use him in phase 2.
Yeah, I think you get like a debuff during this phase that makes you not build threat.
No threat. Yep. Right? He is 100% on whoever target. He is fixated, just targeted on this dude. He charges me.
Unless that person dies.
Yes, unless I die. Yeah. If I die, then he just, well, it's not bad. He just goes to the next person and pings pong. Just don't let that person die. Where we had trouble, which you're going to see now, is, well, we're not going to see it because I didn't show the wipes, but it was a lot of, I think right here we have, I'm calling the groups, and I think the healers are back. I think we're going like the one group, and you'll see me go back and forth. But we didn't have the healers preparing the right way to be able to take that hit. But there's no healing that needs to be out. You just knock it out. You have to. You just, okay, you'll see him switch targets when he goes, and you're immediately on that fucking dude with bubbles, everything, not bops. You don't bop him, but like, power shield, everything that you can do to keep him up. Right there, you see the red. Do you see this red right here? Sorry, my alert's in the way. You'll see it right here. Wait for it. Wait for it. You'll see it right there. You see it? Ying, ying, ying. Now they're coming up. I going back, and now my group goes back, and then we pump. You need to make sure you're the I'm not even, I should be more back than this, but I know that I'm the 5th person, right? You need to make sure, don't be greedy. Yeah, don't be greedy. Yeah. Make sure that you are the 5th person there. Otherwise, you get 2 stacks. You can get more than 1 stack, and that's where it starts to fuck. You'll see it come out right now. I get my debuff right here. We move up. Of course, I'm going to get my cast off. We're going to move up, and then the other fucking group goes back. And it does this 5 times in a row.
Yeah, but it's a, 25-second or 30-second debuff, and it is about 10 seconds between each one. So, like, it'll be off by the time you get your, like, the 3 rotates back to you.
Yep.
So
you're going to see it right now. My debuff fell off, and then he's going to throw one out, and then I'm next.
Yep. And then right now is the last one.
And then right now is the Felon Rage. Yep. So now you're going to see him Felon Rage. This is the tank. You're going to see him. Watch how fast he switches targets and gets to that guy. This is after like 12 wipes, so the healers are pretty quick at this one, but you see how quick that is? This is after 12 wipes or something like that, to where now this person, and this is Big Titty Goth, shout out, big brain Shadow Priest. They know what to do ahead of time, right? But a lot of people don't, and if you're not quick at that dude will fucking end your life, bro. Spread out. Notice the burst of damage that came out. He's gonna come in there. You have massive 12 times. No, second run we one shot because we had a good team. The first time it wasn't really 12. It was like 6 wipes or something like that. I'm just being facetious. But you have massive heals on this guy. Whoever is tanking them needs to face him the opposite way. I'm kind of dangerous right now. I'm really dangerous now. Really looking at me. Don't worry about what I'm doing. I don't live by example right now, okay? You want to be behind the fucking guy and you're pumping, okay? Big heals on this guy.
It, like, turned to you and no one was behind him, so he
but I shouldn't be over there anyway. I should already be over here.
Yeah, you want to, like, turn the boss away from everyone because he does, like, a
how many stacks
frontal. And there is a mechanic, a tank, like, not like I'm not sure if it's a threat drop mechanic.
Yep, it is.
Like, he does add stacks on tanks and he does a threat drop.
Yep.
So the tanks do have to fight for threat, kind of like Void Reaver a little bit. So threat can be, like, a little bit sketchy on this fight as well if you're not watching out for that. So that's like another, that's the only other thing other than like that mechanic right there. That's it. That was everything.
Yeah. And then to get more like, if you're looking in terms of the healing wise, is kind of what you guys are doing. He will melee the tank for about 6k, 9k crushing-ish around that. He also has a Fell Acid Breath, which is about a 10-yard AoE thing that he does. You can cloak it if you want it. If you get it, it's about, 3,000 over, I think, like 5 seconds, I want to say. Some shit like that. I could be wrong. What else does he do? He does a smash that I don't know what it's called. Smash. It's not that big of a deal. It's the reason why. It's an arcing ability. It's the reason why you're taking him away, because it cleaves in front of him. Arcing Smash, I think, is what it's called. So it cleaves. That's why you have him in front, right? And it is not split. That's it. He enrages as well after 10 minutes, but you guys shouldn't have that issue. You shouldn't have any of that issue. Yeah.
God.
And
you're
to give you
for 10 minutes, how are you still alive?
Yeah, to give you an exact definition of Bloodboil, debuff cast every 10 seconds on 5 raid members furthest away from Gurtogg, dealing 600 damage for over 24 seconds, not resistible and dispellable. You can't remove. You can be removed the bop and ice block and shit like that, but it stacks, so watch out. Yeah. Oh, I just fucked him up.
And you do want to spread out for that after that 5th stack, like on the 5th application of Bloodboil, because like we saw earlier, that AoE damage that happens when he chooses someone, it knocks everyone up and it does like a ton of AoE damage. Like if that happens, healers might freak out and go to heal the raid instead of keeping up the person that was targeted with the debuff, and the boss might just kill the person he's aggroed onto. So like spreading out there is a really good way to mitigate damage quite easily.
Yep, he also knocks back your current target as well, which reduces threat.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. The breath is why you're doing that. Cool. Nothing here. I'm just checking my script and making sure I'm not missing anything. Yep. The buff that is called insignificance. That's the buff that you go that makes it so you don't have threat. That's about right. That's about it, man.
He doesn't care about you at all. You're insignificant.
Yep. I would probably say run an extra healer. I might even. I would probably say you can go 6 healers, 7 healers here if you had an extra one, or like a good, a strong off healer for that one. You know what I mean? Like a good Shadow Priest that can come in and come in there. As for the healing, it's a
lot of damage coming out that fight. That's like the biggest thing. As long as you have solid heals, you're gonna be fine. Right? Yeah.
Oh, I fucked up something. Okay, loot. I think I'm looking at my script to see if there's anything else I'm missing for the healers. No, just big heals. Yeah, no, you guys are good. Not that bad of a fight.
I would say for progression, most guilds are gonna want to run 6 heals. But
yeah, I agree.
I definitely know some guilds are already looking at moving down to like 4. So we'll see how it goes.
To clarify, that is not 90% of the guilds, by the way. Those are the good guilds that are doing that. You need to preface that. You need to start prefacing things. You got to realize casuals watch this shit. Not everybody here is a big dick guild.
I would say do 6
heals. Yes, you should. I think you guys should walk in there with 6 healers.
Yeah.
And you might have to use 7th on a couple fights, or even like a 6.5 healers, because it's prog. Just go in there and prog with 6 healers, maybe even 7 if you need it. And if it's too much healing, then just simply drop a healer. It's that easy, bro.
Yeah,
it's better than you dying.
A DPS race, really. Yeah.
Get comfy, know the fight, learn it, walk into 6 healers. You guys are good to go. What is this fight? Teron Gorefiend? No. What are we on? Bloodboil.
Bloodboil.
Go ahead, buddy.
Gurtogg.
Speak of the melees,
this is where
boys.
We get the first 2 juicy items. One is not really super contested. The leggings of Divine Retribution on the left. Those are fucking awesome. Excuse my language, sorry. 350 armor pen on one piece. It's crazy. Those are super strong. Fury Warriors are just absolutely losing their mind. And I know Rets can use.
I was gonna say, what's Ret and armor pen? Do they like armor pen too?
Rets don't like armor pen. Let me check to make sure if this is Ret BiS. It might be Ret BiS. Oh, bow stitched, right? For 3% hits.
Critique, so, big brain. He's my rep pal, a huge brain rep pal. What do you think, rep pal God? What's your?
Like, these are absolutely. Even if a Ret would want them,
they want it and they don't. Ret won't use those legs.
Fury Warriors absolutely are getting those.
So this Prio Fury Warriors, then that's what we're trying to get at.
There's no question. That's not even like close, right?
What about any of this other shit? Oh, that's tank. Obviously tanks. Oh, never mind. Okay,
there is. Let me see. Bloodboil. The ring is
this one?
Unstoppable Aggressor's ring. Yeah. So another item that is super strong for Fury Warriors, first of all, but Enhance want it, and I think Ret do like it. But it's really good for Fury Warriors. It's not Ret BiS, but it's Fury Warrior BiS. So really juicy.
We have a daggers for Hunter in chat. Is that true?
It is, but like it's not your BiS, so, and it's not contested. Like no one else. If you're ever looking at like a melee dagger situation, like it's never contested. You never have to like fight someone for it, so it's not something to be too worried about.
Yeah, healer wise, I mean caster wise, this is the only one you get in the whole tier. It's garbage. You're just gonna use the same. All of you fucking casters are gonna use a Wand of Forgotten whatever from Solarian. These are all right. These are like 3rd best for us. I don't know about the other casters, but warlocks aren't going to use this. I would jump out and say mages don't as well, but I could be wrong about that. And this is just a healing one. Nothing too crazy here loot wise for casters. I mean, unless you're like a support class, but for the other ones, no. Wand of Shame, Solarian Wand. Yeah, Solarian Wand carries you into T6. It's trash until you get Sunwell. I mean the Sunwell Wand.
Yeah, if you can get the Solarian Wand to drop.
Yeah, Wand of Shame. Oh, I get it. Me, the ret person going for Unstoppable Ring. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. Cool.
Like the ring can be useful for both Rets and Enhance. Okay. Also, but Furies are absolutely looking at that.
How's this trinket? But tank trinket. Was it ass?
Dude, I personally am not a big fan of like Omega like tanky stuff for the most part.
Wand
Like,
of
maybe there's a
Obliteration
situation where it's useful. Definitely give it to your tanks, obviously, but like it's a rare situation where you're like, all right, I'm going to use this as an extra CD when something happens because we're having struggles with this fight and I'm taking too much damage on like sheer on Illidan or something, right?
For mag, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Wand of Eradication, you mean? That's still Mage BiS, bro? Oh, yeah, because you don't need the hit. Oh, yeah, duh. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, me over here like, what the fuck, Obliteration? Okay, next.
And I think, actually, the trinket might be Bare BiS. Trinkets, but that, like, again, every time you're looking at, like, something that's, like, solely based on mitigation, it's mostly for mitigation sets.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody in chat who's chiming in with what it is. I really do appreciate that. Yeah. We're saying it. We're repeating out loud for those who are watching the VOD. That's why I'm repeating what you guys are saying.
Yeah, and I have to like pull up I have all of the bislets all next to each other, so I have to like pull them up in case. But like that again, that's like an item that's like not contested, which makes it really easy, right? It makes it really easy where it's just like, just give that to your bear.
It's a great trinket, but not something to scream for with alternatives. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But there's also no one that's gonna fight you for it, right? Yeah.
PvP Battlemaster trinkets do the same thing. High words don't use. Okay, cool. Well, Reliquary of Souls, which before we do this, I would just like to selflessly post this absolutely phenomenal Reliquary of Souls guide that I made yesterday or 2 days ago.
Oh my god.
That'll go into more detail than what we're about to do because we're just briefly going over it. This is my favorite fight in... Okay, my third favorite fight in all of TBC. But my number... Like, I love this fight. Like, this is like one of the dopest fights in the world, man. I love this fight. This is a 3-phase fight where each phase is a different face, bro, of a different emotion, like suffering, desire, and anger. Like, he's suffering, and then you go through a phase, and next phase, he's desire, which you're desiring, and it's like each phase is a different aura, right? The first aura in this first one makes it so nobody can be healed, nobody can be regen, and your armor is reduced by 100%. So as you see, when we pull here, it has an aura. Each phase has mechanics, but also has an aura. Each one has 1 aura and 4 mechanics, okay? And they don't ever carry over. Each one is different. I don't have a thing here to tell you which one is, but I'm going to say it. It's no healing. You'll see from this point, every time someone gets hurt, which the only thing that's really hurting thing is something called Soul Drain, which is supposed to be dispelled by the healers. It is literally, besides the tanks, it's literally the only thing hurting everybody in the raid.
Yeah, and it's fully
so you have to dispel it.
So,
yes.
and healers aren't healing this phase at all.
Yep, you are DPSing. So if you're a healer, your only 2 jobs is to do as much DPS as you can, and then dispel when the dispel comes up. If you're a DPS, your job is to, well, pump. You don't have to worry about threat. There's no threat table. The threat in this site actually works differently to where it's whoever is closest to the boss. So if you have a tank tanking it and you need a tank swap because he's getting fucked up, I just back up slowly as you're moving forward. And then all of a sudden the tank, they'll swap the tank. Melee, watch out, sit behind the boss, and don't be, sit behind the boss, but sit at melee max range, right?
Yeah, max melee range, or else you're gonna die, basically.
And pump. That's it. Nobody's health went up. If you're a warlock, you can live tap, but no, you're not getting your health back. I mean, this, you can see we don't have any problems with this because I think this is the good run right here. Yeah, this was our second run to where we had good healers. But if you would have saw us on our first run, we didn't. It was crazy. There was a lot more healing.
I think it might have bugged out on this. Yeah,
it did.
Right? You can see. Yeah.
Oh, it did because TSW didn't get hit.
Yeah, we were able to heal. No, you can see like Falk has done some.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
No. It is a weird situation, but TSW didn't really take any damage. Also, bear tanks are like giga mitigation. Like this phase isn't really that threatening. You could use a rogue tank with evasion if you end up having struggles.
You can solo tank.
You don't need to, right? Like it's super. This fight is, or this phase, like the tank doesn't take a ridiculous amount of damage, and then whenever he is getting low, just swap. Just tank swap, like Crix is saying, where you just literally have one tank get closer to the hitbox of the boss than the others, and then melee just stay max melee range.
It is worth knowing in phase 1 before we go to phase 2 is that you can still power word shield. Power word shield still works, so you should have your if you're having trouble, because they do hit kind of hard. If you are having troubles, remember we are in here with a stack tank stack group of people, so we know what we're doing. Okay, but the first time it was full of people who didn't know what they're doing. Besides a handful of us, and the people were getting fucking mollywopped. You can rotate your power word shields on your, to get fresh power words. If you're having trouble, fresh power word shield your tank swap more often. You can also bop sacrifice and, or blessing of sacrifice and pain sup, but you know, no one's really using, you know, no one's really disc. Let's see what else. That's it. I'm looking at my script. Oh, the enrage, like you said, the enrage, we were at first we had a rogue tank it because it increased enrage on the boss. It increases physical damage dealt by 25% and the attack speed of the boss by 50%. So that is a lot of damage because it's already doing a lot of damage. So we would have a tank back up while the rogue comes in. He pops evasion. He tanks it until he's done. We switch backs. This second time, we did not do that, and he actually tanked it, but it was bugged, like he said. So we don't know how much damage it did. So, but he thinks, TSW, I talked to him about it. He thinks that you should be able to do this solo almost the whole way if you needed to. But don't do that on prog. If you're too safe, do what I just said. You know, the whole like putting power shields up and cycling, I don't think is necessary. But it's just, I just said that just in case you were a little bit struggling. Okay.
And yeah, the AQ40 Vistus healing trinket. Oh my God, if that works, yeah. Well, where like 30% of your heals goes to shield or absorb. So then you're fine. If someone has that, they can pump heals all they want.
There you go.
So that is.
There you go.
Super.
Yep, absorbs work because PWS works. So yeah, that would work. That would mean that would work. Yeah. This fight is odd in phase 1 with no heal. Yeah, you were in here healing it. How does that feel? Yeah, Falcon, speak up if you want to speak up for the healers too, because I'm just like kind of guessing how it feels like to be a healer. We're going back to AQ40 boys. Yeah, bro, what's up, Euro baby? We've been stuck in AQ40. We're still doing that shit every week.
I go to AQ40 every week.
Your dispel question. The phase 1 dispel removes all defense and armor as pure block and orders. How much dispelling is needed? Oh, how much dispelling? You are dispelling the whole time. I can look at a log right now. Or if, well, he's a resto druid, so I don't know if you don't have a dispel, do you?
No, Falcon dispel.
I'll look at a log real quick. Let me look. Are you looking for it? You can go look. Yeah, he'll look for it. Because if I do it, it messes up your camera. So he'll look it up while we figure it out. So at the end of each phase, he'll stop at 1 health. He will switch. She will switch faces and go back into the cage. Okay. There's an intermission each time. I'm not sure why this intermission's in here. Probably for roleplay. During this intermission, you have these little enslaved souls coming out. Every time you kill one, it gives everybody 30% health and mana back. I don't know why this phase is here. I think it's just because like maybe it was harder back in the day or something. But look how the Warlock's shard farm. I don't know. They die so easily. It's nothing you need to really worry about. It's just a nice little intermission. So that's another thing is phase 1. When I said the healer's DPS, nobody worry about mana. You get everything back. Okay. Next!
Dispel. There's only 12 dispels in phase 1, and it really wasn't that bad. It was the first one was at 25 seconds in. There was 4 of them, so it looks like four go out at a time. 45 seconds in. So another 20 seconds later, and then another 20 seconds later. So every 20 seconds-ish, four of the debuffs, the Soul Drain debuff goes out.
Perfect. Thank you, brother. You want to link the logs in chat just for anybody who wants them? Phase 2. This is actually the fun phase where, I'm not going to lie to you, I tried to kill myself. Okay, let me talk about it. The first thing in this phase is now.
Where you tried to kill yourself.
Yeah. Phase 2's aura, gentlemen. Next level. This one, I don't have it here. Now it's her. It's a little sexy looking little face thing, right? Her aura increase. Wait, this is the one with the damage back and forth, okay? This is this crazy shit, right? It increases all healing by 100%, right? But every single damage that gets done to the boss, 50% of that is reflected back onto you, as well as reduces your maximum mana by 5% every 8 seconds, meaning after 2.5 minutes, you will have a little over 2.5 minutes. It's like 160 seconds or something. You'll have 0 mana. So you have that much time to get out of this phase. Okay. I mean, well, not if you're a warlock, right? But yeah. So like I said, every time you do damage, 50%. The whole phase is that. This is such an easy phase. It's just that literally it's all about warlocks, because warlocks are like the only thing I think that can challenge accepted. Warlocks are the only thing I think that can kill themselves. I have killed myself many times on private servers with this. I tried to. I have full dots up, Doom going, and I'm just throttling it just to see how much damage it's doing, and I get as low as like 2k on a Doom proc after a Shadowbolt crit during Dead End. Which, why we're here, let's talk about Dead End. Dead End increases the damage taken by the target by 100% by 10 seconds. This is never to be interrupted, and instead supposed to be spell reflected by your warrior. So then the boss during Dead End will take that 100% damage, which is why during Dead End, warlocks will do 100% more damage, meaning, look at that. That 7k crit took me down to like, 3k. That's everybody doing. As soon as Dead End goes in there, your comms or you're screaming Dead End, Dead End, Dead End is going out. Don't interrupt it. It's spell reflected. Healers immediately know this is the most healing intensive part of this phase. You don't need to blow cooldowns because you should save your cooldowns to phase 3. But this, look at the healing. It's not like it's a lot of healing, but it's like just like people have dots up there. The hunters. It's more like if you look at the hunters, it's like little dots. It's like a little bit of dot damage, right? And then you got the warlocks over here.
Hunters
fucking
is the most annoying.
Yeah. Well, no, because hunters, you just put up a renew and some life blooms. What do you mean?
As a hunter, this phase is super annoying because all of the damage you take from this knocks back your cast of steady shot. So as you're timing out your steady cast, as you're timing out your autos, whatever your rotation is, you're doing the French rotation or you're weaving or whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
You are knocking back and clipping yourself almost a tiny bit every single attack because of one, your normal attack is a projectile and you don't take the damage from that until it hits. So like I have to figure it out exactly, but there's got to be like a absolute BiS like range you could be in from this fight to make it so that like your attacks don't clip or they hit right as your other attack was finishing so that they don't clip yourself. There's definitely a way to min-max it and adjust your rotations slightly. I need to figure that out. You can see on like the right side behind my head is probably me, I would assume, being at one, or maybe it's Veramos at 1.8k DPS. Yeah,
I'll move your thing real quick.
So like we're still like hard pumping as hunters, but like that phase you lose a lot of your DPS.
We've brought up. We're not done with this phase. So big touch on healers once again. It's kind of like the DPS can't heal themselves, but they shouldn't be able to because the damage, the way the tuning was, it wasn't like too hard to be able to. Like I said, I couldn't kill myself, right? So it's going to be a lot of the healing. But another thing that you can do to help a lot is, this is what I would do, coming from a priest perspective, is instead of healing reactively, heal proactively. Meaning if you know the warlocks are going to fuck each other up with these shadow bolts, when they deaden comes out, put a bubble on them, put a renew on them, put a palm on them. But, you know, that goes for any class. Healers should be trying to heal reactive. Proactive, I mean, especially classes like Disc Priest or like Resto Jude. Just be, you know, if you know someone's going to take damage, unless you know that one person in your raid who's always dying. No meme, though. Like, right, you know Warlock's going to take a lot of damage here. You know Hunters are chip-shotting themselves. They're perfect for a renew. Don't worry about hard casting a Hunter. You know what I mean? And then last thing in this phase is Rune Shield.
Damage. It's just annoying ourselves.
Last thing in this phase is Rune Shield, which buffs the boss by 100% attack and cast speed, as well as puts a huge 100,000 damage absorb on herself and becomes immune to spell interrupts. This is very, very annoying. However, you just have a mage spell steal it, and then that doesn't matter. That's it. So, but the mage needs to be fast at it though, because if he's a couple seconds too late, that Rune Shield will be up and cross over into the Spirit Shock. And the Spirit Shock has to be kicked, which we didn't even talk about. Spirit Shock is an attack that absolutely slams a tank for about 10k damage, and it blinds them. It confuses them, which acts like a rogue blind for 5 seconds. Yeah, interrupt rotation needs to be assigned because this ability goes off, your tank will likely die. You need 2 people to interrupt it, or 1 rogue with the PvP gloves. We had a rogue with PvP gloves, and he was able to fucking bop.
Yeah, okay? Simon was able to take care of all of them.
If you don't have that guild, or that rogue, or that whatever, the trust, just 2. And interrupt it. Now you can see the problem with Rune Shield is if Rune Shield comes out and the mage doesn't spell to that fast enough, you're not gonna be able to kick the Spirit Shock. Your tank's gonna die. That's it for phase 3. You got anything left? Phase 2.
No, that's pretty much it. That was as long as, like, if you have a rogue, you're one rogue, just have him wear PvP gloves. He can take care of that entire mechanic. And if not, you can have whoever. You've probably got Fury Warriors. You've got Enhanced Shamans. You got Ellie Shamans. Like, interrupting is so simple, and all you need is 2 interrupters. So just don't let one of those casts go out.
I wonder where we put the cameras. Oh, it's too late now, right? Like right here, maybe? I don't know. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, it's all right. No one.
I want people to see the DPS, but yeah, whatever.
I lost this fight. This was the fight that I lost.
Yeah. Phase 3 is he has a new aura which increases when we rewind it to phase 3. It is the essence of anger. All right, it's a new phase. He's mad as fuck. I don't know why he's so goddamn mad. He's mad because we're whooping his ass. He increases damage dealt by all players, right? So you do more damage, but it also deals raid-wise shadow damage over time to everybody, and both of those ramp up. So the longer this phase goes, the more damage you do to the boss, but at the same time, the longer the phase goes, the more damage everybody is taking. Which means, as you see as the further you go along, this is where your healing cooldowns come in handy. Look at the raid health. As this phase goes along, everybody's taking more and more and more and more damage. This is Circle of Healing Heaven. This is so many things in heaven, it's crazy. This is like healing Wonderland in phase 3, right? And then go ahead.
And that's why this phase is pretty much just like a big DPS race. That's why you can see all of us using Bloodlust and stuff. You're just like, this is the phase where you're just hard pumping the boss.
Yep. And this is one of the, and so the raid, how the raid shadow damage works is it will increase by about 100 every 3 seconds with your ticks. And your raid's damage will increase by 5% each time. You can see how this phase is hectic because you need to get him down immediately or it acts as a soft enrage. So you see that save lust. Save everything and just pump everything down in that phase. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's more, bro. Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back.
Also, you can see Spider Blue like pumps up. Actually, maybe he was already up there, but he's actually like our healer, our priest doing the circle of healing. He does over 2,000 HPS this phase. Like circle of healing is just like hard pumping this phase. So yeah, there's quite a bit of raid deep damage going out, and you just want to like not mitigate it, but just like out heal it, right? Like if you have a lot of resto shamans, stack up unless you get like debuff, but just making sure it's easy for your healers to heal you.
Yeah, here's the fun part.
Oh yeah,
there's an ability called Seethe and Spite. What Spite does is it makes it so you don't take any damage for 6 seconds. After 6 seconds, you blow up and take a lot of damage. You see who has Spite, you make sure that person's topped off healers, and then after he blows up, you heal that person and you keep on pushing, okay? Outside of that, there's another thing called Seethe. What's phase 3, this is all about threat, okay? Because and you can't over aggro. Every time the boss changes targets, she puts a raid wide debuff on every person in the raid that increases everybody's threat by 200%. So you don't pull threat, right? Or you're just fucking yourself, right? This will happen if you taunt as well. Because of this, how you start the phase is super important because you can get instant threat. So in this example, our Prot Warrior is main tank, our Bear is off tank. You have the Bear go in there, do a couple swipey swipes and get aggro, and then you have we have our Warrior taunt. As soon as he taunts, everybody gets 200% threat. Nobody in the entire raid is doing any DPS at all from the start until 10 seconds in, until this debuff goes off. So for 10 seconds, not only do you have a Warrior gaining threat by himself, but you have 200% threat he's gaining. You see what I mean? So you have 200% threat on a tank. After the Seethe goes off, which is that debuff up there, you fucking start pumping and you guys are good to go.
Yeah, and I don't know if we're going to end up holding back DPS for that long because everyone kind of has that buff, but just watch your threat for sure. Like, yeah, you can get a huge threat lead and then you'll never be able to catch him.
So and TSW definitely did some safe strats because he's an old private server guy. That's the safest strat. I'm just doing the safe one. I think that honestly, you could just have the Warrior go in there and everybody be safe. And just relax, MDs, do the typical shit, and you'll be fine. But that's and I'm sure our guilds will try that. But for right now, I would just suggest doing it that way to be safe. Have a Warrior have your thing go in there, have the Warrior pick it up, do it until if your guild, judge it yourself. Yeah, you got to judge it yourself with your own guild. Last thing last thing in there, I'm just gonna stay here, is a thing called Soul Scream. It'll put everybody in the cone in front of the boss. Guess what? Be behind the boss. That's it. That's it. Is that it?
Yeah. That's
woo! Here we go. Trying to make sure I don't forget anything, bro. Melee DPS. I got yelled at by melee and healers for not including this. So I'm trying to include everybody. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Hellstones. Yeah. Remember them.
And then loot. Reliquary of Souls.
Looty, 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 looty,
you have
looty.
Something actually decently juicy.
Yeah. Best in slot neck for Warlocks. I don't know. I'm not gonna speak for the casters. Any casters in chat want to help me out with this? But I know Warlocks use it.
Want it too.
Paladins want it. Oh, I think. Oh, yeah. Hey,
I don't know if it's BiS, but Shadow,
I'm not trying to disrespect support classes, but I know you guys want it. I'm more of talking who's going to be the prio for it.
Yeah.
My editors, I'm the editor, bro. I do my own shit. No one edits my shit. Yeah, but this is best in slot of shit. You want this. You really, really want these. These are extremely good. Nothing else here. I mean, not Warlock. Caster wise, I don't think you'd want. Once again, I'm not a caster. I'm a Warlock. So I can't speak. Oh, there's nothing even here to drop. Yeah, nothing. There's just these. What about you?
The boots for warriors are crazy. Dread boots of the Legion. They're on the left side at the bottom. Torch of the Damned.
Over Ret? Wait, over Ret?
Yeah, warriors.
Why over Ret?
I don't think Ret want these. Let me make sure.
The mace is good for Ret. Okay.
The mace is BiS for Ret. The mace is amazing for Ret. Yeah, Ret are trying to get Shadow Masters boots, the leather boots. They're fighting us.
Ret don't want without a boomy. I want them for Ret. Okay.
Yeah, they're fighting us hunters and rogues and enhances and everyone for Shadow Masters boots. So I guess Ret could use it, but like warriors really want it. So like give it to warriors first, and then give it to your Rets. That's mostly the good thing. I think the grips are decent, but like not BiS for anyone. So like they're decent. They might be BiS for enhance, and they're decent for like if you don't have expertise like gloves already for ret, but I don't think they're BiS. So they're yeah. The grips of damnation are good if they're an upgrade for you, but they're not like amazing. Yeah. So that's mostly, this fight's not like another crazy one. It starts getting with like Mother and Council.
There we go.
Illidan.
Handle that. Speaking of Mother, talk about it. What's important here?
Tell me about your Shahraz.
What's important here, guys? Shadow resistance. Holy shit. Can you believe that? You got to use shadow resistance here. So the first time we did this is the second pull, I believe, because I have much more. Yeah, big tits in your second run.
291.
Yes, so I made a video about this, and I was shown something else about how shadow res. I don't know if that's true how it works, but I think it is because people were talking about how shadow res works. So I'm just gonna pull my video and go straight to my comment on it. I made a shadow res video, which I'll link for anybody who wants it in the comments below. So what I said was, what I think you should need to do shadow res is you need shadow res. Now we're not going to be able to have these. If you're talking about prog week, we're not going to be, we have soul guard. I can show up a little, I can put up a 70s of what I was wearing for those that are curious what I was wearing at this exact moment. He wasn't wearing, I assume, anything much different besides shit that fits his character, right? You just weren't wearing cloth as a hunter. How much res were you wearing?
Me? I wore 0.
Oh, you were 0? How would it feel?
I wore
you were
0
fine?
shadow res.
You're
and
fine?
I took 246 DPS throughout the entire fight.
So RNG, yeah. Don't wear 0, by the way. Not you. You can do whatever.
Yeah.
People watching
guys,
this, don't wear 0.
I don't suggest you wear 0.
Anybody who's telling you to wear 0, tell them to fuck off. Yeah, you can do that if you want to. It's RNG. It's just straight RNG. There's just people hunting down RNG. You're not going in. My job is not to tell you guys to go in this with RNG. This is what I was wearing, by the way. I think pretty much exactly. I was wearing 243. This is what I intend to wear, I think. Nah, I'll probably go a little. Yeah, this is what I'm going to wear. Opening for Mother. I'll put more on because I'm Warlock tanking. Illidan, I'll cap for just in case, but this is more or less what I'm wearing. You want to wear Shadow Res, right? You don't get Soul Guard, so in the meantime, for Prog, you already get a shit ton of Shadow Res already, right? From your head enchant, from your cloak enchant, from the flask, chromatic wonder, from your fucking shadow protection potions, from everything else that you get, and your neck as well. You only need to get like 2 or 3 pieces of green Shadow Res somewhere. I would get like literally 2 or 3, right? I don't know what you think of that, Sarthe, but I personally have like 8 pieces. I'm not going to wear them all, but you need to look. You got a cloak, which is easy to get. You got the neck no matter what. For a head slot, you can also just get a different head slot and put a different meta that'll help you out and be able to shadow enchant it. You can get shadow enchant on the, you can do everything. You can get shadow armor kits for your chest, pants, and legs, question mark. I'm not sure the third one is. You know what I mean? Ethereum keys for random. Yeah, there's a whole, I will link the thing. That video has a bunch of different ways of SR gear that you can get as well. More importantly in that video is what I want to talk about. So I think, I said 230 unbuffed. You get 70 from prop, shadow prop. That's what I think. That's what I think people should go, just to be safe. When I said that, someone brought this to my attention in my comment, so I will read it. About breakpoints.
Yep.
There's shadow. I didn't know this before I made the video. Breakpoints are real. Yes, average mitigated damage is linear, blah, 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 average. Where, dude, is there like a TLDR for this or what? Additionally, pretty much TLDR, you only need 174 unbuffed to mitigate 50% of the damage. And every little bit of damage, every little bit going from there to there, like going from 244 to cap only is an additional 18.65. Meaning you barely get any fucking, you don't get a lot of extra res from stacking res. What? Damage reduction from stacking res.
Yeah.
The thing is, you do get more though. That's why I know I see this right here, but I'm still gonna go way more than this. I don't care. Why? Because I'm going to.
On the log, you had by far the most shadow res. You took 31 damage per second. This fight, 31.
Yeah, but no, it's RNG. That doesn't matter. You're not wearing you're not wearing shadow res for beams. That's what's hitting me. You're wearing shadow res for fatal attraction. If I got fatal attraction, the first time I did this, I wore 130 res, and I died. I died the one time I got it. You didn't get it. You didn't get fatal attraction. No, the second time when you have no res.
And but I also had rocket boots and a pot already ready to go.
Which talk on that too. You can touch on that too if you want to, because that's another thing you can do to help.
So Fusion went and is the only guild that cleared it outside of us, right? And they went and cleared it before us, and they limit tested with 150, which wouldn't really make much sense because it's right below the 174 like debuff limit, right? Or like the threshold. So it'd be really easy to not do that. Just get the extra 14. But or 24. But it's really easy to use rocket boots, goblin rocket boots, because the fatal attraction is the damage that you take. It's the big thing that hurts you. And what it really does is it makes the first tick does like 1,000, then 1,500, or maybe it's 1,500, then 2,500, and then 3,500. And it's just like every second you take quite a bit of damage, and it's really fast until you spread out from the 2 people that also got teleported with you. If you use goblin rocket boots and run all in different directions, it instantly breaks. You only take like 1, maybe 2 ticks, which would be 5,000 damage. So that saves you on 1 fatal attraction. That saves you on 1 fatal attraction. Really easy right there. The next one, you can use dual crafting necks as well as a shadow protection potion, which means you have to save your pot CD, and you probably would save your health stone CD also. So that will save you on another one.
Here's a fatal attraction looks like if you don't want to know what it looks like.
That's if you're not using as much shadow res. It's also still useful to do that if you're using a ton of shadow res, but you can see you take quite a bit of damage, and it takes a while to break if you guys don't all run like in a predetermined kind of direction. Like someone runs kind of with you instead of seeing the way you're running and instantly running away.
Yeah. Yep. As for fatal attraction is the whole point of this fight. That's like the hardest part of this fight is that, but outside of that is some other things that he does, obviously, like the beams. The beams are the main beam. Okay, first off, there's interrupting shriek, which is a shadow command that interrupts all enemies within 18 yards. Nobody caster wise, that's why you'll see her fighting here. Another thing they do is there's 4 different beams that happens. Okay, I'm gonna read them off. You ready? 1 is a sinister beam, strikes the enemy inflicting about 7k damage, and it arcs to everybody around them. Okay, can affect everybody in your raid if you're stacked. Sinister beam strikes the enemy for another damage, as well as knocks them back. Not a big deal. The other one is strikes for 3 damage. It's a dot, okay? And the other one is the one that knocks you in the fucking air. That's the most annoying one in the world. That's why you see us standing here. You see everybody kind of clumped up under this fish. If you stand here, you can't see because we're not in there to show you. But if anybody was to jump right now, there's like this fish statue stopping them from jumping. And then I am standing underneath this like lantern thing right here. You can do this one. You can do this one. The hands. You can stand under pretty much everything. The reason is you'll see it at some point is I get knocked back. You get knocked. There's just knockbacks. The knockbacks is knocked in the air. I'm sorry. And then straight up in the air, like high as shit. You won't die if you fall, but it's like 40% of your damage if you hit the ground. So if you stand under these things like this, the fish is the best part. I'm annoyed as an orc getting under the fish, so I like to use this thing.
I think the worst part of the knockup, in my opinion, is the downtime. Like you're not DPSing during that. You like that part sucks. Like the damage is healable, I think, for the most part, right? For the most part, you take 40% of your max HP because fall damage is like percentage based, right? But like if you're just
I don't know if it's 40%, by the way. I just threw a number out.
You can't be pumping the boss during that time when you're knocked up in the air. Although Fusion again they did this limit testing, and I took a lot of talked with a couple of them about it all. They also just fought the boss right where the boss stands, because it takes like about 6 seconds for the boss to run from where it usually stands to where we are tanking it. And they did that so that they could run less shadow res, because the longer the fight is, the more fatal attractions you get. So basically the plan was to kill her faster so you get less fatal attractions. This would only be in a situation where your guild is doing like top 50 guild in the world type of DPS, right? Like where you're like just going in and straight burning the boss faster. In most situations, you're not really worrying about that, but you can see like on the side, me like right behind my head, I'm not using shadow res gear, and so I'm able to do about 500 to 600 DPS more than the next person who's wearing some shadow res gear.
Perfect.
That was kind of going for to see how much damage I would take, and I really wanted to get fatal attraction just to make sure that you can just get away without using any shadow res with just rocket boots. So hopefully they give us the PTR again to be able to confirm that.
Yeah, we don't really need to pull up here. I mentioned it. You can fight him over here too, because she doesn't pull until you're over there, because you can stand underneath oh shit, damn it, you can stand under this lanterns over there and fight over the two. I think he just pulled over here out of habit of being you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's and the fish is really nice, honestly. The fish is nice. Like once you're fighting the boss, there's no downtime, right? Like you don't get knocked up. Like the knockup literally doesn't move you, so it doesn't even interrupt your abilities.
Yep. The fish is better than where I am. I was pretty much testing the lantern out pretty much. I think one thing that people don't ever talk about with this fight, which is crazy, is this. There's these ores that go out right here. You'll see them. It changes every time. And if you see it, when I hover over it, it tells you when it switches. It goes by the elements. And it always counteracts each element. So this is called holy. So it's a prismatic order holy, which means it does 20. Read it. Holy damage done reduced by 25%, but your shadow is increased by 25%. You also have frost, fire. You have the typical stuff. Pay attention to that. I'm sure weak ores will be made at some point. I don't do all that, but I just look at it like this. Remember your icon if you need to. It's very important because in certain, if I'm speaking of Warlock, if I need to tap, I'm not going to tap during this one. I'm going to tap during the one that has shadow down. Or if I got a 2-piece proc at the same time and I can run a fire incinerate when fire's up and shadow, you can do a lot of that shit. So pay attention to this.
25% is quite a bit.
Yeah, keep an eye out for a weak aura.
I would highly anticipate I didn't see if it was worked into the Thames weak aura, but I would guess
it was not.
Oh, okay.
Unless he did it recently. I was talking about it. Yeah,
I would guess like weak auras are going to tell you like what the aura is, because it's going to just be like just in your face and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah,
now I
think
can
like
pump.
BWO or some shit like those. I remember those like big ass things in BWO that had invuln phases. Yeah.
Yeah. So you'll be able to pump like everyone's going to do crazy amount of DPS though.
Yeah. Warlock's Shadow Word. I use Shadow Word on cooldown. So at all Shadow Word coil, stuff like that. What else are we missing here? I feel like we're missing something. Yeah, if you get fatal attraction, you just run. You just literally run opposite directions. Imagine a triangle and you're trying to run away from each of those triangles to break it, and that's it.
Yeah, and if someone seems like they're running the same direction as you, just turn around. Like as fast as you can, make the choice to swap it up. Like every second of more damage you take is a lot more damage. Like even with Shadow Res, it's a lot more damage. And the first time we did this, I ran pretty high shadow resistance. Maybe I ran like 180, and I had fatal attraction and kind of let it hit me for longer than I needed to, just to see if it would kill me. And I almost died to it. Like I health stone at the end to like save me. I was at like 100 HP. So definitely just instantly, stop what you're doing, go spread out.
Yeah, in terms of gearing, I want to touch back on it again because it is very important to get some shadow res. Whether you go 174 unbuffed or not, or go higher, it's up to you. But just make sure you also have your hit too. It's very important to have hit. Make sure you're not going into this, Warlocks don't go into this with fucking, oh, I got shadow res, but I still want to pump. Make sure you have your hit. About the shadow protection potions, I feel like you shouldn't have to use them. You shouldn't have to use them or stuff, but you can.
Unless you're running low shadow res.
Yeah, you can. If you're running, if you're running low shadow res, and you're doing the whole like what I'm sure my guild's probably gonna do at some point with the rocket boots and all that shit, that's different. But like I said, 90% of you guys aren't doing that. So just put up some shadow res, man. The best way to do this is get a feel for it yourself. Right now it's gonna be scuffed because we're all gonna have just like shitty greens and whatever. But
yeah, you're gonna slowly but surely kind of inch your way towards being more comfortable with less and less shadow res. But for now, especially like always on progression, always opt towards being over prepared. Like remember the first like weeks of Nax, like everyone was dying to Saf. Like no one could kill Saf or most guilds were struggling super hard because they didn't have actual frost res prepared. They thought they could just like DPS the boss. And in reality, later on, yeah, you totally could. Like there was times where I wore 0 frost res. If you're parsing, yeah, but like you realistically during progression, never opt for that. Always go for be safe, get the clean kill, and then move on.
All right, let's go over to the loot daddy. First off, the tier. We get some tier shoulders. Look, Warlocks, look, I know you want, I know. Look, I know that you're trying to go full. Where's it at, bro? Collections? Is it collections in tier, right? Yeah, bro. I know you guys. I know you guys are trying to go like huge. Oh, I do.
Yeah, but that works.
Look at that, bro.
Like, but when you're inside of the like BWL, you can just at the bottom right will be tier sets.
Oh, cool. I know you want the wings, bro. I know you see them flapping, guys. I'm here to tell you that you guys got Prio on them after your prop paladin. Don't be all butthurt. Don't be butthurt if your prop paladin gets it first. Right look what your prop paladin gets from it, bro. The set bonus increases the damage dealt by their consecration by 10%. What does that mean, bro? What does it mean when your prop paladin does 10% more threat? I mean, 10% more damage. I just fucking spoiled it. You see what I mean? Talking too damn fast. So, mean seed early. Yes, yeah, exactly, bro.
One more seed is so much damage for like really from any fight. One extra seed is insane amount.
Well, it's more than that because it's one seed from each warlock. Mages are going to go in earlier. Everybody's doing everything earlier. Sappers are everything's happening a little bit earlier, a little bit sooner. So don't be all fucking crybaby if your paladin gets it first. Now, if you're given 2 paladins, or a it should be 1 paladin set warlocks. So you know, like that's like objective prio too. I'm not just saying that because I'm a warlock. But yeah, what about the rest of the loot? You got anything to say about
them? This is like finally we see some fucking crazy items. The boots, Shadow Master boots. Holy cow, these things are amazing. Ret want them, Rogue want them, BM want them, Feral Kitty DPS want them.
So is this like everything that is that physical wants it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the only one that doesn't want them, I guess, is maybe enhance and your warrior. Your warrior got the boots from the last boss.
Okay.
So these boots are crazy. They're insane for Ret and insane for Rogue. They're insane for everyone who wants them. So like, I talked about.
Good luck.
Yeah. Just fight each other for it.
What about any of these bad boys? Ooh.
The sword, Blade of Savagery, pretty good. It's like a holder. Actually, not a holder. This is the one that is stupid good for rogues. Insane for rogues. Warriors might want it for like single target DPS if they're like using a fast offhand for single target DPS and stuff. So like it's fine. But it's like a massive upgrade for rogues. Outside of obviously glaives, but that's like a whole different world.
Oh shit! Shaman tier 6 looks badass.
Yeah, it does. The healing necklace is insane. I know that. The pendant of purity, everyone wants it. I don't know who gets prio.
What the pendant? The pendant healers. Yeah. That's healer prio.
Yeah, no, exactly. But like, I don't know which healer is. I
don't know. I'm not gonna put my foot in my mouth. But I will say that Loving His Devastation I can speak on, and these are really good fucking pants. I actually don't know how good they are for mages. There's a hit on them, but I know for warlocks these are actually really good. You're gonna end up using your T6. So with the warlocks, you have an option to wear T6 pants with vestments, or you don't have vestments. You connect your 4-piece with chest, and you use these. So you might use these. It depends. Shadow Priest. No, I don't know. They don't have it on it. Actually, I don't know about that for Shadow Priest either.
I don't think they're. They are.
You prio? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Shadow, just so that like warlocks are getting everything else, you could easily.
Channeled Elements is what I thought was BiS because it's the same thing with crit. So I don't know if this is BiS because of Channeled Elements, right?
Yeah. So yeah, Shadow could use these. Tier sets wise for melee DPS.
Yeah.
The shoulders, it's the shoulders, which is like one of the most juicy items. Warriors and hunters really want their shoulders. The shoulders are just individually just fucking insane. They're like such massive upgrades over like everything else. I know that. And for like feral DPS, the one with like rogues, you would always just give your feral like your set right away before giving it to your rogues. And then I guess like balance and boomy. But like your feral is like the feral set bonuses and the set pieces are just insane, and they're gonna help your raid so much.
I got these mixed up with the other pants, so disregard everything I said about those other pants. These are the ones I was talking about. Sorry. Thank you for clearing that up, guys.
Yeah.
Those other pants are trash. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. I was wondering why there's hit on them. I'm like, wait, I don't remember any hit on these like that. Where's the crit? Yeah. Anyway.
The other pants are like if you need them, I guess.
Is that it on this, mother?
Yeah.
Yep. Ask questions. If you guys have any questions, do not be afraid to ask, guys.
Yeah.
What do you think, man?
This fight was so fun. I love this fight, and I think this fight is super fun.
I think it's gonna make people wipe.
Yeah, a ton of people are gonna wipe to this fight.
I think this is gonna be I think I would borderline say the hardest boss in here.
So like one thing that's the funniest thing, and that's happened to us, is so the mage needs, the whole point of the mage tank is to spell steal a buff that the other mage has on it that like makes him basically take no damage, right? So you spell steal that, and then your mage tanks the mage add. The spell steal is obviously a magic effect. So if you're misdirecting to your mage tank and you pull with Arcane Shot, which literally dispels magic effects, you're gonna wipe the raid. And I think that's gonna happen so often. People like literally entire raids are gonna wipe at least once, all the time. Where if your like misdirect puller is gonna go in and pull with arcane shot, and it's like, ooh.
So this is a council fight, right? Obviously, you have a mage tank, like he said. Mage doesn't need any AR or nothing. He just does spell, steals, and blasts. I kind of like hiking. I don't know if there's any difference. A mage in here would know the difference. Can definitely speak up on that. Would be cool. You guys are taking this guy.
Exactly
your prio this whole time is to fight the main guy, which is the paladin. These are classes. One's a paladin, one's a priest, one's a rogue, one's a mage, and they act just like they do, right? Paladin's gonna get tanked out here by your guy. Your guys are gonna just tank him around over here, kind of like in a big circle. You guys are gonna avoid him, and guess what else you're gonna avoid? Fire. There's fire everywhere. Mainly flame strikes and blizzards. The flame strike didn't do that much damage. Yeah, well, that was a flame strike. That would consecrate. Oh, are you saying that he consecrates?
Yeah. There's 3 things to watch out for on the ground.
Yeah, okay, so I didn't know that he consecrates. So yeah, he consecrates as well. I was talking about flame strike because of the range perspective. Dodge, yeah. The flame strike doesn't do that much damage, but the blizzard fucks hard. The blizzard was doing a lot of damage. I don't know if you do you know how much damage that Conky was doing?
Enough that you wanted to get out of it.
Yeah, all of the mechanics here were like, it's one of those.
There's a fuck ton, yeah.
One of the things you're gonna hear a lot about is you cannot stack. You have to be spread out so much because if that's how you get to. If you guys are all standing here, that conk's gonna hurt you. That everything's gonna hurt you. The blizzard's gonna hurt you. Whatever it is. This is a rogue ad. He just kind of does some rogue shit and then vanishes and comes back and fucks you up. All these guys have split health, which means if you're lucky enough to be able to do damage at all, it'll split. Shared health pool, which is good, but it's kind of hard. As a warlock, I've tried to do a bunch of the dotting, and that's what makes it fun. This is a target for everybody. Everybody's killing this target. This bitch is the priest doing all the bubbles and the bops and the dispels and everything like that. She's annoying. Each one has their own little thing, and you just gotta nuke them down and avoid the mechanics until you're done with it.
Yeah, consecrate hits for 2.5k a tick. But it hits pretty fast. Blizzard hits for 4.2k a tick, and Flame Strike 4.1.
Yep, and then is that still up? Yep. I don't know. It's not okay. Never mind. Where is it?
It's a lot of damage. You just need to dodge. It's a lot of damage if you don't dodge things.
Yep. We can go over the abilities. The Paladin, like you said, has going to him. Gathios the Shatterer is this dude's name. All right. It's the main target, like I said. He has a hammer. He's the Paladin. He has a hammer of justice, consecrate, seal of command, seal of blood, judgment, blessing of warding, blessing of protection, which is the annoying part because he'll bop whatever. Devotion or nothing that you pretty much need to worry about besides pumping. Besides chromatic resistance aura, which increases all of these targets magic by 250, and it sucks because it makes it not a good caster fight for 30 seconds too, right? So it lasts quite a while. It's kind of annoying. The priest ad, Lady Melinda is a priest. Empowered smite, divine wrath, reflective shield, circle of healing. Nothing really can do. Reflective shield is literally it's a reflective shield. Like, stop casting until you see it gone. You can see if your name it's 20 seconds long. Just stop casting on it. You shouldn't really be doing damage to Urania, but you can. Like, warlocks will pad it. Maybe you can get some. Whoever's not on Doom can Doom this person. You know what I mean? You can cheese it a little bit. The mage has mage abilities. He'll arcane blast, flame strike, blizzard, dampen, arcane explosion, and then what's the other one? The rogue only does deadly poison and venom, and he vanishes. Okay, that's all you really need. You need 1 tank for the main paladin. You need 2 off tanks for the other 2, and then you need a mage tank for the other one. Like I said, 12, 13 damage dealers. Would you say you run an extra healer here? I would almost say 7. I would almost say 7 to be. If you're, unless you're like a big, if you're a big pumper fucking top guild, you're probably not even watching this. And if you are, you guys have your own shit? You're on a different level. You get it. But the people who are watching this, this is one of those fights where I would borderline say run 7.
There's a lot of if you struggle, this is not like this fight's not a DPS race by any means, right? So like if your guild struggles here, just run 1 more healer. There's a lot of raid damage that goes out. Like if you're in a min-maxy guild, what you're gonna end up doing is a lot of stacking and cleaving because of the shared health pool. So like that's gonna be eventually more so of the meta. Even in our run, a lot of the damage from the warriors was from cleave. So, but like literally, as long as you can live, you could do this fight just slow and steady. And that's the only thing that matters for progression is like just chill. So maybe run an extra healer and just avoid mechanics. Keep your tanks alive. Keep everybody alive. When the rogue does his deadly poison on someone, know that he's gonna envenom him in like 3 seconds for like 8,000 damage. So like get a bubble up on the person who just got deadly poison and then start healing. Right?
Yep.
So like this is definitely, for matters of progression, a healing fight.
Yep. Literally. Yep. You don't have to misdirect. Yep, exactly. Don't misdirect him because the arcane buffs. The mage gets buffed with handed protection. Stack him up with hots. Put him over here. Power word shield him. Let him initiate the combat. Just like you would a hiking mover. Nothing changes. Paladin, you're going to grab this dude immediately. Get misdirected to him. Pull him over here. Well, you don't have to pull him over. This is where I put him. This guy kind of fucks off and does his own thing. Get him off tank. Get him off tank. You guys are good to go. You need the DPS need to be. You have some kind of interrupt rotation. Rogues work very good again. The same rogue. If you have the same rogue with the glove, get the glove bonus, PvP glove, because you need to interrupt this cast. Circle of Healing is a 2.5 second cast or something, and it's like 100k healing. Like you literally have, that's your job. Your job is right? Yes. Keep Curse of Tongues up on it and kick it. You have so many people who can kick this. They should not be able to get off because if it was, like I said, it's 100k heal on a 20-second cooldown. So you should be able to get this every single time. I'm looking at my notes to see if there's anything else that we need.
I'm not. I think you can bop the deadly poison if someone's gonna die from that. But like,
no, you cannot.
It shouldn't take off the deadly poison itself because it's a poison. But it should. I would think it could stop the ad from being able to cast Envenom on you, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Ooh, that's a good point. Well, I don't think you can bop the deadly poison off you.
No, it wouldn't take the poison off, but it might be able to stop him from being able to cast Envenom.
Okay, nice. Makes sense.
I'm not 100% sure though.
Let's see.
Definitely something to try.
Healers, make sure you got big heals on the main tank, another heals on the other one. The rest are spread around because there's a whole lot of AoE abilities. Good Circle of Healing fight, by the way. Very, very, very good Circle of Healing fight. Just kick shit and watch out for. I mean, there's not much to say. It's hectic. Oh, I guess we can watch the VOD of it. Yeah, it's hectic, but it's like you just dodge stuff and pump. Make sure you as long as you have the interrupt rotation, it's not that hectic, right? Interruption has to go off, and you just dodge stuff and pump.
Yeah, and like for most caster
Very
DPS,
good.
for most like DPS, your entire job is literally just that. Yeah, it's legitimately just, oh, can I dodge this? Fine. Is there something on the ground? Move out of it, and then just use your DPS.
And Venom usually is the physical damage. The only thing that would do is maybe drop your threat off the table for a second. Okay, thank you, my bud. Appreciate that. That Keen Sham. Yo, Keeny, yeah, you were pumping, man. Yeah, no, thank you for that too. Yeah, this is a very good physical fight, as you can tell by the meters, which you can't even see the meters right now.
And you can see like we have two mobs stacked right now. I mean, one has the bop on it right now, but like that's like really juice for DPS. Like, yeah, we can see me, Lottie, and Psycho are at like 3k DPS right now.
Yep, you see right now.
I don't even think we've lusted yet.
Flame Strike here, doing a lot of damage, right? Tongues up on her at all times, which is me. So I'm glad you mentioned to say that because it's very important that you do that. Keep tongues up. You guys are just full pumping this. If you're if you were like an Affliction Warlock, they are shared health pool, like I said. You can sit there and dot up everything if you want to be cheesy about it. Just be really careful and don't pull aggro because the mage isn't like super pumping over here in the beginning, so be careful there.
Yeah, and if you're running a super, that's a good point. If you're running a super heavy caster composition, the like 200 resist of all spells or magic schools is a 30-yard range for that aura. 250, yeah. So then you could have the casters ranged from the actual paladin mob, and just whenever that happens, switch DPSing which one you're attacking. That would definitely work, especially for if we see like heavy warlock compositions that some guilds might end up running. So that's a really solid, and it'd be great for yourself if you're like min-maxing and DPSing as a warlock or any sort of caster, and just be like, oh, this mob has a debuff now that I can't even like really hurt it. Let's swap.
I feel I'm forgetting something. I don't know what. I don't know. I'll come back to me probably. We can go loot.
Honestly, it was a pretty easy fight as long as your mage does the spell sealing like that, and you get the interrupts off like that. Like other than that, it's like dodge, like move out of things. You can see like in the background there was a blizzard. There's a consecrate right there below you, and there's a blizzard on your right. There's like there's a lot of three things, three different.
Damn, I thought that was a fucking flame strike this whole time. It wasn't even a flame strike. It's just a consecrate. Same shit.
Yeah, there's three different AoE effects that go out in this fight that you have to like just dodge, right? So like that's pretty much what this fight is. It's dodging things, but this fight is gonna be so juiced for warriors. As you can see, like this is gonna be like the meta for sure is stacking things that literally, if you're cleaving and hitting 2 of these mobs at once, obviously you're doing like double the damage. They have a shared health pool. That's the fastest way to do more damage.
I think it's gonna be like who can cleave the most here.
4 horsemen, yeah. In Nax, we used to cleave 4 horsemen, and it like absolutely like massively makes the fight shorter.
It's gonna be a fun. I like this fight a lot. It's pretty fun. It's very boring if you're just Shadow Bolt spamming because it's magic reduction and stuff. But I can see a lot of classes having a lot of fun with this. A good Shadow Priest fight. You know what I mean? Be careful. Also, we didn't say it, but the mage add AEs, Arcane Explosions, for 9 to 10k. So make sure that you don't stand in melee range of it. You never should, but I died to that. That's how I know. Live by my mistakes, gentlemen. Council. Let's talk about the. We don't need to talk about tier. We already talked about the tier. Nothing changes. So not that much loot from this guy. I think there's a shitty trinket in here you might want. I think you want to talk about it for a little bit.
Do I want to talk about it? This fucking trinket. First of all, no, you can talk about the cloak.
The cloak is best in slot for warlocks, not the healing cloak.
Yeah.
Shocker.
This cloak.
Yeah, the healing cloak.
Yep.
The healing haze cloak. This one. Healers, bro. It goes through the healers. Shut up about it, warlocks. I'm so tired of hearing you already complain about it. Warlocks are already complaining about not getting this, and it's not even out yet. Shut up. It's not even BiS, bro. Take this and be quiet. Anyway, go ahead.
Yep, that's all I had to say. Okay, cool. The helm of the Illidari Shatter, really good. DPS warriors can use it for sure. And then obviously the trinket, Madness the Betrayer. We don't know how good it is. I've definitely talked about it quite a bit. This thing is absolutely unreal. It has no internal cooldown, so it could proc while it's already procced, and it can just be, oh my god, blasting up all the time. From the one log, we only have one log of it because I didn't win it, so I couldn't go and test it. From the one log of it during 2 separate 1-minute fights, it had a 46% uptime and a 29% uptime. Which is
that in-game BiS for you?
You know, I don't actually know right now. I haven't looked ahead. But this thing is, I gotta say, Fury Warriors are just gonna, like, when they don't have badge up, this is gonna just like destroy everything, especially on trash. Like the real juice of this trinket is where it really exceeds on trash, right? Like it actually can sim higher for some classes, like maybe like current sims, which have it at a proc of 1 proc per minute, which it might end up being like a 3.5 ppm. We don't know. We need more information. So Fury Warriors like really get a huge juice out of this because cleave, having all of this armor pen up while you're doing cleave and on trash is just like so huge for overall damage. It's unbelievable. But also hunters, same situation. This thing for your overall damage is just like so nice. It's crazy. So this is like this is my one item that I think could be the most busted item this phase by far, other than obviously glaives. If this proc rate is anywhere similar to what I saw or we saw in those fights, then holy cow, this thing is unreal, and every physical DPS fight over it. You want to fight over it. But warriors with their cleave situations and trash are definitely going to get more of an upgrade if you're in a min-maxi guild situation. And I would say if your guild is being carried more by like hunter DPS, hunters can get it. I would say it's easier if you try to choose whoever gets this doesn't get Curse Vision of Sargeras. You know, like it's kind of crazy if you give one person both. But maybe someone's greedy. I don't know. Like maybe your GM is like, I'm taking Madness, Curse Vision, and Warglaives. All right, set it. Also, might as well give me the ring. You know?
Did you say Laddie?
So, no. Oh my god. Lottie would never.
I was the only one thinking it.
No, Lottie would never take it on the bear.
Lottie, I love you.
Yeah. He would get way too much shit to take it on the bear. But he also, Lottie's not gonna allow.
Congrats me, boys. Yeah, you get a priest outfit with his candle too and do it.
Yeah. Lottie won't allow.
Everyone was thinking him. Yeah.
So insane for Fury Warriors, like for the overall throughout the raid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck, I want this cloak so bad, bro. Illidari.
How big of an upgrade is it? 42 attack power, 25 crit.
About 14 spell power. 14 spell power, 3 crit. 2 crit.
All right.
Not that big of a deal. Our biggest upgrades are like trinket, weapon, and then boots, and then we can go down.
Yeah, those are like and hasting and shit. Yeah, that's where you're getting like the real juice.
Okay, last guys, but not least, Illidan, Illdaddy. We spent many wipes here. We will say that we'll go over where we wiped and what the issue was with it. But this is a 5-phase encounter. Correct. Sorry about that. It goes through phase 1, which is just tank and spank, more or less. Run some parasites out. We'll talk about it. Actually, let's go right now. Yeah, phase 1, tank spank, more or less. Phase 2, you fight 2 fire elementals. Phase 3, you're back to fighting him with new mechanics. Phase 4, a warlock tank, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. Tanks him. Phase 3 again. Phase 3 again. Phase 4 again, until you get to 30%, and then it'll be phase 5. But you don't go back and forth like servers. It was literally like I tanked him once. I had 1 round of tanking him, and then it was already done. So I actually will say that I think I didn't want to bitch about the difficulty, and I didn't, so I'm proud of myself, but now I'm going to. I think this fight was way too easy. This was ridiculously. This was one of the easiest fights in the raid, all when we were in there. After the tanks got phase 2 figured the fuck out, Laddie, they figured it out. It was easy. It was am I wrong, Sarth? This felt like one of the easiest fights in the whole fucking raid.
I think most guilds will full clear week 1. Yeah,
which is fine.
I don't think it's going to be the same situation where guilds still haven't cleared until it gets nerfed.
Yeah,
there's not going to be a nerf.
No.
So I think most guilds will clear week 1.
Like if there's any boss that this is the #1 I wish they would buff. It's just a slight one, just anything, do anything, make something. It's everything. There's no danger on this fight. I mean, I guess there was danger, but
be the hardest fight. Like
it's not.
Mechanics wise, there's a lot more to do than like Archimond even, and like Archimond even, and but it's definitely once people figure it out and have it clean, they're gonna destroy it. Yeah. I enjoyed the fight, although this is definitely the fight that if you're a hunter, your pet during phase 2, it's like either try to like see if you could send it in, but like let's be realistic, your pet's gonna die if you attack, most likely.
The hardest boss in this phase, I'd probably say council. Mechanically speaking, if you're talking about in terms of like damage wise, like how like KT and Vaj were, nothing is close to that. That had bugs and RNG into that. There's nothing really RNG bug based right now, unless we don't know, right? There's a lot of bugs from the second time. I would probably say the difference from T6 and T5 is mechanically speaking, there's more mechanics on all the bosses, a lot of the bosses at least. So if you're in one of those guilds who are having trouble pressing cubes, you're kind of fucked. You got to get your shit together. But if you're, you know, like 70% of the other guilds, you'll be fine. You might wipe a couple times on some bosses, but it's not going to be one of those things where you guys are sitting here a month in and you haven't cleared the bosses.
Yeah, you guys
be okay.
I think everyone's gonna clear through it. I don't think anything is gonna be necessarily super hard for most guilds. I think most guilds are gonna be able to slap through, even without like any like PTR practice or anything. Just watching guides. Crix is putting out individual guides for every boss. Literally, just watching that you guys should be able to kill. It
takes me like 2 days to do one video. I'm putting so much fucking effort into these, dude, to make sure I don't miss like. People like I learned from my old guys are fucking old and private servers shit. They're shitty quality. But then when I made the T5 ones, I'm looking at what people complain about. Like, oh, you talk fast. So now I script my videos. You know, you didn't talk about healers or melee. So now I specifically go out of my way with post-it notes to talk about fucking healers and tanks and everybody, not just me and a caster. You know, so I'm having a lot of fun with them actually.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So I'll be doing one today or tonight probably. Phase 1. What talk about? Nothing. Guess what you guys get to do?
1, it's super chill. He does a ton of damage to the tank, and I don't know if the shear was working the way it did on private servers, because I think that reduces his HP on private servers by like 60% or something.
Yep, reduce the maximum HP of the target by 60%. Can be blocked with a shield. You get shield blocked. That's why you have a warrior tank doing it.
Oh,
yeah.
See?
You don't have to have a warrior tank do it, by the way, but I mean, we typically do. That may be because like my raid leaders are all warriors, but it typically makes it kind of easy. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be interesting. I know a lot of guilds don't run a warrior tank in general, so maybe this is back the rise of the warrior tanks. We'll see,
or not, but yeah.
Definitely nice progression.
So flame crash is one of the first things you'll see, and it's what you just see. He goes into the air and he slams down, leaves the patch of blue in the air. Dodge it. It pretty much only happens over in melee anyway. You don't really got to worry about it too much. Another thing he does is, which you will see here, he does a draw soul, which is a frontal ability, which means You already know, don't be in front of the boss, okay? Next one is Agonizing Flames, which is phase 3 and phase 5 only, but so I'm not even gonna talk about it. And the one you're gonna see this Druid running to right now, it's called Parasitic Shadow Fiend. And what it is I think it is DBM that is automatically putting the skull up there. It can attack everybody besides the main tank. And actually, I don't know if it can do the main tank. I've never seen it have the main tank though, so maybe not. And you'll see him run out here. You guys should have a frost trap right here, which I hope that my picture's not blocking it. It is cool. You can see a frost trap right here. I will say one thing though. It wasn't. Okay. So put a frost trap here. You run here. You'll see him blow up. He's going a little further, so you might see him run in. Yeah, there you go. Blows up right there. Leaves two. Look how fast they die.
Literally like a multi-shot and then someone doing like any other ability.
Which is what
they're pretty much dead. Which
is why I said pretty much don't even like just run out of the way with it. I don't even know if it's worth a hunter running out there and frost trapping all the time.
We after the first one we didn't start.
Yeah, it's not even worth it. It's a little bit different, and and on the servers where we would, but it's nothing you got to worry about. I don't think.
Yeah. I mean, the only time when that persists later in the fight, so like. Just call it out if you have to, or else it will spread, and it can get a little bit.
Yeah, they do damage too. They do 3k damage if they hit you. 3k a tick. They actually do hit kind of hard, and if they do, if they live for 10 seconds, if they live for 10 seconds while you're taking that tick, 2 more spawn. So I mean, like I said, they're easy to kill. Look, you'll see another one. They're easy to kill, but don't let them get to you, and do kill them. Like, but it's nothing much, dude. A mage can AE right now probably. Kona Cold did 20%. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Before we go into phase 2,
they're dead insta. They're dead insta when you turn to them, pretty much. A hunter, if you have 2 hunters and they both multi-shot them, they're dead.
That was it for phase 1. Phase 1, it really is tank and spank, be behind the guy, handle your parasitic shadow fiends well, stuff like that. Nothing too crazy. The shear, like he said, reduces the maximum card. Make sure you shield block it if you can.
I love the way you say parasitic.
Is it parasitic? Oh.
Yeah,
that's why you said parasitic. Okay. It's because I'm saying parasite. And then the ick version of it, whatever.
Yeah. I love it though. It's awesome.
And everybody who's followed and subbed, thank you. I appreciate it. I have alerts off just because, you get it. But thank you. I didn't see that. I mean, I didn't forget about you guys, and I fucking love you guys. Okay. Know that he does have a soft enrage. That's at the end. We'll talk about it later, actually. I mean, he has a hard enrage. 25 minutes into the fight. Lord forbid you're taking 25 minutes to do this, but if you do, you're dead. There's no coming back from it. Phase 2 is probably, I think, what I would borderline say is the hardest part of this fight. Because of the tank dance. We're just gonna watch it and we can try to explain the tank dance. Some of the things that he does here is, besides the tank dance, he's a fireball. He's flying in the air, first off, if you didn't notice. He's up here in the air. He goes up in the air and he blasts you with I-beam, fireball, and dark barrage. Dark barrage will bumfuck one person. Like, I'll use me as an example, and it'll take like 3k shadow damage per second for 10 seconds every second. So like you have to be getting healed. Like I am popping in a Warlock's example, I'm popping a Shadow Word, I'm popping a Hellstone. I am saving my potion into this phase because my other potion, first potion came off cooldown. I'm not gonna blow my potions in it anyway because I'm not gonna get a full value out of it. So I save them for this phase anyway. If I get a Dark Barrage, I'm gonna fucking pop a potion, Shadow Word, and a Hellstone. It does a lot of damage. Okay. Healers have to pay attention to that. You guys see who gets Dark Barrage, you'll have a weak aura or you'll have a DBM to put a mark on them. You just put a bubble on them, renew them, do whatever you healers do to keep them alive. Just keep them up, okay? And then as classic reach, yeah, Fina. Oh, big healer from the private server days. It is coming. It's around the corner. Hopefully the end of January. We can talk about that too in a little bit afterwards before we leave. And then also he does an I-beam, which you'll see. Actually, I think it was bugged and he wasn't doing it. Was he?
Yeah, he wasn't.
Not the first kill though.
Not the first kill. The second time, but like it didn't really do much.
Yeah, he just shoots a blue beam of light that goes like this and it leaves fire on the ground. You guess what? Dodge it. Yeah. Shocker.
So like the application of the fire on the ground, like the first part of the beam does a lot of damage, but once the fire's down, you can like stand in it and it doesn't do a lot of damage. So your tanks could totally like just walk right through it.
Yep. And then the last thing for this half of this phase is fireball, which you see us in groups 1, 2, 3. You don't have to do 3 groups. You can do 2 groups. If you want to, I'd probably do 2 groups over 3, but if you're taking too much damage, do 3. He just shoots yeah, we think same thing. Yeah, 3 gets a little confusing for some people too. Mark 3 people, Boomy, Mage, Laddie, you guys are these groups. When it comes to phase 2, you guys are here no matter what. All right, cool. So then you guys know where to stand. Because they do fireball, splash damage for 10 yards. Make sure you're not standing here like an idiot and like getting hit for both of them, or even here and getting up for all 3. Make sure you're in your group. You'll see it come here now. Woo! All right, next up, back up. While he's in the air, he's going to throw his glaives on the ground, which are right about here. Boom, he just did it. Yeah, yeah. See it? Glaive. We're going to call them, well, fucking glaives, okay? So where those glaives, where the glaives come from, these big ass fire elementals will come out, and this is the phase 2. They're not that, this is the hardest phase. They're easy for us, just harder for the tanks. They do a flame blast with a frontal cone for 15 yards, AoE damage, 9k damage, which is why nobody can be by them, right? They do a blaze, which is AoE dealing 5k fire damage per second, centered at the ground of the current target, which is your thing. Your blaze always appears shortly after flame blast and is located and decided based off of flame blast. And there's a charge and an in range. If any raid member goes further than 25 yards from both of these blades, the glaives, they charge. And in range.
And murder.
So yeah, you want to talk on this one? This is a fun one.
I think this entire phase, this is going to be the hardest phase for a lot of guilds, purely because of the tanking. If you can tank it, keep your tanks alive, and be in position, like, then you're gonna be fine. But if you get like too far away from the glaives itself, they're gonna enrage, go crazy. If you get too far away from the mobs themselves, they're gonna enrage, go crazy. And if you don't just tank them in like pretty much like a square, but facing away from the raid at all times, so just basically like back it up like a Tetris and then bring it back forward. Just keep doing that. If you can do that, it's so easy. But like trying to explain it to people, it took a few tries for people to understand it.
If you can think of it as each tank has to tank the flame away from the raid, while at the same time staying close enough to the blades, right? Obviously, this is easily accomplished by pretty much him staying on each side of the circle. So if you can look at the circle of like a west side and an east side, and you guys are like this, and they're just kind of going like this. You know what I mean? All you gotta do. I mean, but you gotta do that while actual, like he said, the Tetris look where you're kind of, I know you can't see my fingers. I don't even know why I'm still doing it, but I'm trying to help you imagine. You know what I mean? Maybe I can pull up actually pull up one of these and do it. Boom.
Like, one. Worry, I got this. You see these fingers?
Boom. One. And someone correct me on this. You have one here, and one here, and you guys are going like this. Why the other one's going like this, bro? But not getting too far. And when you get to the frames, guess what? Go out a little bit and go back this way, while the other one goes out a little bit and goes back this way. See? Okay, go back. Boom. That's it. That's all. Right?
And you can even kite them the same direction. Just
I say that's all, but it's hard. Yeah, you can do the same direction. Just be careful. And you got I've never tanked this, so I can't even act like I know what I'm talking about in the tanking perspective of what fucks this up. But I have seen this fucked up on and every single guild I've ever been in on Black Temple from fucking Get Carried On, bro. We're fucking this up in the second phase.
Yeah.
Prog-wise, obviously, not overtime.
So many people are gonna wipe to this early on because it's like just tank this correctly, and that's it.
Yep. The I-beam, like you said, doesn't do a lot of damage. I think they'll fix it. It should do more damage than that. The I-beam only has 4 possible locations, and it's always going to come intersect in between the 2 blades and then touch one of the inner circles, either north or south. So just dodge it. You literally just move it. It's really like an AoE, but it's like a 2-3 yard like strip of AoE. You know what I mean? So just dodge it. And it's wider. The beam, a lot of these damages in the whole raid, I guess, which we should touch on. If you see the circle, don't stand on it, go a little bit wider than that. Go a little bit more. Go like an extra yard or 2, because everything's like the beam it says 2 or 3 yards, but it doesn't look like 2. It looks like fucking a half a yard, bro. Like it's so small. It's literally a beam. And then all of a sudden, so just be careful.
Everything's a little bit larger than their actual like model is in game.
Yep, for the whole thing, I would probably use 7 heals in this fight instead of 6, just to be safe. Maybe even more if you want to, but if you're being super safe, I would go 7. The flame tanks need 2 healers each. The rest are on the heals. Circle of healing is very good for this fight. For the people in the middle, obviously, put your tank healers, your normal tank healers on one of each mobs, okay? After one goes down, kill the other one, all right? After 80 seconds in this phase, and every 40 seconds afterwards, that's where Dark Barrage comes on. It'll do DBM, will put a marker up on somebody. Let's say it's on me. Like I said earlier, you're going to immediately shield this guy, palm this guy, renew this guy. Do everything you can to make sure that person lives. If it's someone who's going to die, like fast rate, like he's going to, I'm already like, say I'm a warlock. Say I tapped a couple times because it's RNG. You know, I need mana. I need a pump, right? So I tap a couple times, and all of a sudden a barrage comes on me. I have no cooldowns. I'm screaming. Give him a bop. You can ice block it as well, and you can feint def it. But you can bop or whatever else for someone who can't do that. Okay.
You can bop it.
Yeah. Divine shield. That's it. Anything else in this one?
Also, tanks obviously make sure to have fire as gear.
Flame tanks on endless. We did one each tank at 3. Yeah. Maybe 4, yeah.
And I really would. I would almost always suggest guilds learning this, that the tanks do the same pattern, that they kite in the same direction, because if you're kiting in the 2 opposite directions, like one tank is going this way and the other tank's going this way, then you might get slightly too far from each other that it'll enrage and charge. So like I would just always suggest it's just safe and there's no like downside to just always kiting in the same direction. But yeah, this is everything.
The tanks have to move because of the blaze.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the blaze that the boss or the mobs do, the fire elementals leave a fire down on their target basically.
Yeah, fire ground for 5k a tick per second.
Yeah.
So you have to move it right away, yeah.
And it will
think of like that. What's that ad?
Destroy your pets if you're a hunter.
The AKT ad that throws the bomb, kind of like that a little bit, but more often and way more damage.
Yeah.
Also, both of those tanks need to have fire res. We didn't talk about this. Shocker. Both of those tanks need fire res. Whether how much you need, it's up to you. I don't know. I'm not a tank. Going off of all the other reses, I would say you don't need to be capped, and I would probably say like 340 or whatever. But that is something where anybody who knows more, please speak up, because I do not know how much tanks should be wearing. Hey, but at the bottom of the line, be safe and go cap if you're one of the tanks. Be safe and go cap if you want to.
Yeah, the logs don't show gear. I would say like just be like the same situation probably that you were in when you were doing like Hydros tanking. Because you do also still have to hold threat. Petrified Scarab, super strong for this fight. Super strong, because by the time it's over, you could probably kill one of the adds or get close to. So amazing trinket. Like AQ has some of the most insane trinkets in the game. So
I don't really know. This is not a gear dependent fight, so I'm not sure which tanks are best for what. I like a prot warrior because of the shield blast, but you also don't need that shield block. I mean, you don't need that because you just have any tank uncrushable, you know, including mischance, dodge, parry, and block, and to nullify the shear, and you'll be fine. But just to make it easier, you can use a warrior just to be able to shield slam it or be able to shield block it. And then I've always seen the prot Pally and then the bear doing the. I don't know if that's, don't know why, but that's what every single time I've done this, that's who usually does it. Elementals are demons, which is why it makes sense why Paladin's on one. Paladin AFK Holy Shield Shear. Okay. Well, I probably put the Paladin on the Ellies, if anything. We never had a prot Paladin Perseverance, so I've never seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they. I think anything can tank anything, but I think prot Pallies and prot warriors are what it seems like suggested to tank the main boss, and then just have your fire res set for tanking these adds, and don't pull aggro on the adds. It can totally screw up everything.
Song is a banger. Yeah. All right. Face. Did we watch that whole phase? Oh, whoa.
We didn't watch it.
Illidan is immune. Don't worry about doing anything to him.
Yeah, you're just burning one of these adds at a time too. You're literally like you're attacking one.
Yep.
So like just choose the skull, which will probably be the same one literally every time, and that's the one you just burn down.
Yeah, go ahead and doom that other target, boys. You already know. You already know. You already know.
See, by the time it's dying right now, like you can see that like Petrified Scarab is really, really powerful here. And Lottie's just got like.
So you see the flame patch. You can see the flame patch here. That's the patch. He's moving it. Prot Warriors, the Pat is on it. He's doing great. He's gonna wait for the drop, which is just dropped. Look, it dropped. Now he's moving out of it. He's out of it. Yeah. Ooh, boom. This little damage. You see the splash damage going out right here. You'll see a little. This shoots from the air. It'll be like this. Yeet right now. That right there's one here. There's right here. Whoop. That's the fireball. You see the splash damage, right? That yellow, that white line. That's the splash damage. Make sure you're not getting hit of it. That tank's doing an amazing job. Laddie's back at it. He's in fire. He backs up.
And here he's just gonna kite around it again. Yeah. So you just move it every time the flame patch gets put on the ground to be directly outside, like you're directly outside, but the boss could still be in the flame patch if you don't have like melee issues with it, right? So then yeah, you just kite it back the same way it was kited. So it's just literally, yeah.
There we go.
Easy rotation.
Phase 3, gentlemen. After not one, but both flames are dead, Illidan will land and start phase 3. That's it. You win. I'm just kidding.
Game's over.
He has pretty much this. He has all the same mechanics from phase 1, except for he has a couple of the new ones, including Agonizing Flames, which is a 5-yard AoE centered on the ground, a random person. Get out of it. That's like the only thing difference in this phase, I think. Let me read my thing and make sure. Nothing really changes at all between it. Yeah.
It's pretty simple. Make sure obviously you get threat again.
Threat reset. Yep. Good call.
Threats reset here as he lands. So make sure your tank gets threat again. If you have an MD, just insta MD, right? Like you should MD here anyways. Like there's no point not to. You have MD back even if you MD'd on pole or if you MD'd on the fire elementals. Like you'll have an MD. So make sure you do that on this phase, and then yeah, it's pretty much until he transitions shortly. Very, very straightforward.
Yep. So how this works is now this is phase 3 and phase 4 you're going to see right now. The phase 4, he turns into a big demon, think Leotheris, and then a warlock tanks him. You're going to see me tank it. He goes back and forth between demon phase and this phase until he's at 30% health. Okay. So he's going to do this, and then that's it. It's like, I can look to see the exact amount. I want to say it's 40 seconds. I'm looking. You'll see right now. I want to say it's like 45. Yeah, thank you. Every 40 to 50 seconds, that's when he goes into the demon form, right? In demon form, they're just going to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. He's in demon form for 60 seconds, which is 3 flame bursts. I'll explain flame bursts when we get into this phase. Actually, I can do it now because there's nothing here.
Shadow Fiends are the same as earlier.
It's literally, phase 3 is literally the exact same as 1 except for added the mechanic. It's nothing you need to worry about. Yeah, it's kind of like Leofight, but a little more hectic. Now he's going to go into this demon form in a little bit. Phase 4. Now, phase 4 is completely different mechanics. Phase 4 actually has new mechanics because he takes a different form. He's going to take a form now. Phase 4, he now has Shadow Blast, which does 11,000 damage. And this is the main thing he's going to do to me right now, okay? As a Warlock tank, everybody else has stopped casting right here, right? Everyone right here is done casting. They're done. He kneels. He kneels. They're done. I'm not done because I'm tanking. I want threat. I'm going to keep pumping. I'm going to keep pumping. Now, we're going to go live by my error. Warlock. Anybody Warlock tanking this, watching this, stand where I'm standing right now or further back, max range. Do not stand here. Do not stand here. Do not stand anywhere close. What he does immediately, the first thing he does when this phase starts, as you'll see right now, right, is Shadow Demons. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, god damn it. Stop with the alert. Okay. Okay, let's wait for this alert to go away. See the Shadow Demons coming from him. I really got to turn alerts off. Boom. Okay, these Shadow Demons, as soon as the demon starts, he puts it. These are tethered to one person. Each one is to a different person, okay? Immolate OP. Yeah, I definitely was just spamming Immolate because my fat finger's staring pain, which is next to it. Fuck off. Yeah. These guys don't have a lot of health. They only have one thing they do, and it's paralyze. They paralyze you. And and this could hit anybody. This can hit me. This has hit me. I was tanking right here, and the first thing he did was target me.
They can be slowed. It's like when you slow them with a frost trap as a hunter, they are like insanely slow.
Exactly. You want to kill them. What you can do now, which we weren't doing, is Shadow Form's coming up. If we back up a little bit, if demons are coming out, we're already spamming seed, bro. You're spamming seed right now. Seeds. Everybody's seeding right now. And hoping that because it's going to blow and you're getting extra damage off, right? You can get mages can come up there. They don't have a lot of health. Look at this. Everybody besides your Warlock tank is killing these. Or if they reach whoever they are, your target dies right away. This is Shadow Blast. Shadow Blast is 11k damage flat. I'm wearing, at this point, 335 Shadow Res, I think, on this. Combined, total, like buffed up and stuff. So it's going to go between that phase and this phase that whole time. Another thing why we're here in this phase is the only thing is Flame Burst. Shadow Blast is for me. Flame Burst is on 20-second cooldown. It is 3.5 fire damage to everybody in the raid, 5 yards. So everybody needs to spread. You'll see everybody here. You won't see everybody spread, but you should be spread. I'll see if one should go off any second. You'll see it hit everybody. You literally cannot miss it. This is obviously Shadow Blast. There it is right there.
Yeah.
So make sure you stand out of it, okay? Yeah, it's 5 yards spread. So it's 5 yard splash. Does that hit me? I don't think that hits me, does it?
I think so.
Yeah, it does. It does. It doesn't do too much damage. It's about 3k damage, like I said. It's not the end of the world. Just make sure that you got some heals out for it. This is one of those things where I say heal proactively, not reactively. You know that I'm going to be tanking this. Give me some heals. You know who has the Shadow Fiends? Kill them immediately. Yeah. Let's see. Aura of Dread, 15 yard around Illidan for 1k. Yep, nobody can be around him. Increase the shadow damage taken by 30%. And you guys are bursting. So kill Shadow. I'm tanking. Your Warlock tank is tanking. Kill those Shadow Demons that come out. As soon as they're done, nuke the boss down. Watch threat. Threat reset right here going into phase back. He goes back into, is he going to right now? I don't know. He goes back and forth from 3. He's not. Okay, so he is. He goes back and forth from 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 3 and 4 until you get him to 30% health right here. Now you're gonna go back into phase 3 and you're gonna keep attacking him. Now normally if you're doing this a little slower, you will have to tank again. But see how he's already at 36%. Nothing changes. It's Aura of Dread. That's what I said. And you just pump at 30%. He'll stop, kneel down, and then the last phase will start.
Yeah, the unfortunate is these like Bloodlust that went out. Don't Bloodlust before 30%, because look at what happens right here. You just get Shadow Prismed or whatever, and there's like the 30-second RP of Akama coming up, and they talk to each other, and then the fight starts again. So don't Bloodlust before 30%, or at least not right before, ever. And then if I would suggest just Bloodlusting right after 30%, like right after you're out of this, because now you're in like a pump phase and you're just going to burn the boss for the most part.
Yep. So this is a lot like the previous phases where it went, you know how it went from phase 3 to phase 4? This is the same thing. It goes, except for it drops 4, no more tanking, and it goes to 5. So it goes 3 and 5 every 60 seconds. So, I mean, granted, the fight won't last that long. It shouldn't, but it'll be phase 5 after 6 seconds. He'll do the same thing as phase 3. The only difference here is that nothing even changes except for you have Mave right here, whatever you say it. And at a certain point, he puts 2 traps down, 1 at a time, I believe. I could be wrong. Let me Google this. I'm not Google this. Look at this. 2 times. Yeah, only 2 times per 5. My bad. She put a trap down. While trapped, you kite the Illidan to the trap. It traps Illidan, and it increases the damage he takes by 100%, and he loses the enrage buff. Okay? When the trap expires, it'll go back to phase immediately.
But you can see, like, the trap is literally put down when the boss is at, like, 15%.
There it is right there. Yep.
So, like,
that's the first trap right here. Literally right next to my face.
As, like, private servers.
Yep. And then you see TSW kite him over here right now. You'll see him. My camera's fucked up. TSW's right here next to me. That's the main tank. He's bringing him to the trap. Illidan will die. He'll get stunned on the trap like a bear trap, and then he's done. And then you finish the fight.
Once he gets into the trap, it's over. So like almost every guild will be able to do this too. Like DPS wise, like the DPS wasn't crazy. You're just gonna pump the boss. Once he gets into the first trap, should be the end. You might get a second trap, but like probably doubt it. And that's the kill. Like the boss is done. It's pretty tank and spanky from there. So like either Bloodlust there from 30% down, or if your guild is struggling and you're trying to progress, like I would definitely highly suggest like Bloodlusting on the elementals, because that's definitely the hardest phase.
Also, don't kill yourself trying to get that trap. Make sure you're careful with that trap, because they still have a bunch of mechanics. I mean, that was a flawless little clean one right there, but it's not always clean. And you can have like, flames out and everything else out. And then you guys all frantically trying to run him to there and kind of hurt yourself a little bit. So just make sure you pay attention.
Pray you get Shroud of the Highborn and Curse Vision.
Yeah, I actually won that Shroud of the Highborn, which is going to lead us to, I will link this VOD for anybody who wants it. There's no talking. And then, yeah, we would go over loot. The good old loot, boys. All right. Let me start this.
Strap in.
Let's leave the glaive conversation for the last part of it, okay? We'll talk about the little shit. No, let's talk about the Shadow Highborn, okay? Look in here. There is arguments made to give this to DPS casters, because healers don't, the content's easy. You don't really need healers to be stacked up, right? I think that's a bad argument. I think rather than that, you'd actually drop a healer. If you're doing runs, drop a healer. Out of 5 healers, go 4 healers, and you stack up your healers. I think this is a healing cloak. You should not give this to your warlocks first, and it's not even best in slot for warlocks, because this one is. So if your warlocks are telling you that the other one is, tell them that you're lying. No, they probably just don't know. They see haste. People see haste and they go blind.
Oh my god, so much haste!
And they fucking black out. Like that's like, I get it and it's cool, but like don't be fucking greedy, bro. Cape is, it's BiS for all healers, right? Is this BiS for mages too? I wouldn't be fucking surprised. It's BiS for everybody, but no.
It
has haste, 100 power. Yeah. Go ahead.
This thing is gonna start fights. Melee trying to take, or DPS taking it over healers is gonna be.
I don't think it's gonna start up too many fights if these people are watching all these loot. Every single person's loot power video says to not give this to casters, right? And if any raid leader who's halfway fucking raid leading, or they have, I'm not saying they're watching this, but they have somehow looked up this and they've heard me or you or anybody say, do not give this to the warlocks. I can't speak for the mages. I don't know anything about mages. I would assume, I don't know. I'm not going to put my foot in my mouth. I can only speak for warlocks. Yeah, that's what I thought. I just didn't want to say that. Yeah, what's up? We got Cal, the Illidari High Lord. Dude, this is like next level garbage. I'm just kidding. It's good, but we, as warlocks, we want 4-set. So I don't know about other casters. I know this probably looks like it'd be good for everybody else, but as a warlock, you want your 4-set, so you wouldn't use it. Mages don't need haste, so they hit 1 CD already. Mages become GCD cap too quickly. They don't really want haste, so they probably do want that crit then, yeah? What healing are you talking about throwing to casters? No, we're not. No, I'm saying don't throw it to casters. That's like arguably BiS for casters. So in the community now, that's the holy priest right now in chat. So she'll fucking tilt right now. But that they're trying to take this. But don't worry. If it's up to us, we won't let it happen, Fina. Don't trip. Cal's just a kind of off piece. You can give it to maybe your support classes. It's not really that good for us. Sivas? Oh man, go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
I mean,
so wait, is this like insane or something?
Yeah. Let's just
Road Prio? Hunter Prio?
Okay. So single target DPS increase is the most over the next highest or the next best is gonna be for Shaman, enhanced Shaman. If you're looking at it just statically, right? The single target DPS increase, the most highest over their next best option is enhanced Shaman, and then it'll be like Warrior. That's not counting Warrior Cleave, and then like Hunter, Pally, Rogue, Ferals have their own Wolf's Head. So whatever. There's so many arguments to be made, right? Like, will that be a bigger increase for your raid since it's a bigger increase for that character itself? So then isn't that technically more damage for your raid? But then you have to think about like cleave situations and overall DPS. It's hard. I talked about it before. Generally, I think it's an easy decision to be like, who's getting Madness? Then they don't get Curse Vision. And Madness is absolutely one of the most ridiculous trinkets ever. And I think from the perspective of min-maxing your raid, it should probably go to your Fury Warriors, which means then Curse Vision can probably go to your Hunters. But again, single target DPS increase wise, the largest increase or the largest class that gets an increase from this would be your enhanced Shamans. So they can argue that. They can argue that.
Can they? Because I get when something's good for a support class, but just because something's good for a Shadow Priest doesn't mean you're going to get it over me. Not me literally, but over like the Warlocks and the Mages, right? So yeah, you can do that, yes. But are you going to give fucking Zardum to your Boomy? Or your fucking Elemental Shaman? No, you're not.
I would.
That's just an example.
I would feel bad if I was in a raid and my enhanced Shaman got this over my guild's Warrior or
no, that's what I'm saying. It's just bottom line. Like, we get it. Like, I know we're not trying to bum you support classes. I'm sorry, but that you guys knew this when you picked the support class. Like, I know that this loot's good for you, but you shouldn't get it right away. And if you do, yo, hey, more power to you. That's dope. But I mean, I'm not gonna, it's not these should be in, some of this loot should be in certain hands. Hunter is not grief. I agree.
This is hard. Like, it's so crazy to like the people that aren't retail or like aren't like classic Andes, right? Like aren't like max level like classic Andes, like private server people or anyone just like not even just theory crafting, but like in general, a lot of people don't like. I don't think people realize how ridiculous this phase is gonna be for physical DPS. Like, it is gonna be so stupid for warlocks, but like just warriors and hunters with the armor pen and haste and just on overall damage, it's gonna be
not just that, but a big thing that happens for melee is a lot of these bosses are low armor.
Yeah.
So you guys are just not just melee, by the way, hunters. You keep sleeping on hunters for some reason. Hunters are gonna surprise, I think, everybody the most right now. Everyone's shit talking hunters, like, oh, I thought hunters were so good. Just wait. Just wait.
Your survival hunter, every upgrade you give to your survival hunter increases the DPS of all of your melee damage in your entire raid.
So give it to your survival hunter first. Sivas to hunter first, survivor?
That's not what I said. I'm just saying, I'm pointing out reasons to look at things.
True.
I'm just pointing out reasons to look at things. I would give this,
I'm trolling, guys.
Leading,
I know.
If I'm raid leading, I would give this to my biggest pumper BMs, and then I would give Madness to.
Now, is that biased because you're a BM?
Warriors. No. Single target DPS. BM Hunter is gonna just absolutely dumpster literally anyone this phase. Like, it's not even gonna be close.
I know they will.
And then
but I don't know who to go to.
Madness for like cleave and trash situations. I think a warrior can make, like, a good warrior can by far make more usage of that or get more of an advantage, even if I think hunters would just absolutely dumpster with it. Like, there's no way. It's not comparable. Like, cleave damage on a warrior is just crazy.
Would you agree? Would you be okay with CVOS going Hunter Prio and Madness being Warrior Pro?
Yeah, that's what I would do, and that's probably.
So you would rather have CVOS than Madness? Is that true? Is that how that works?
No, I would not rather have it.
So Madness is bigger, right?
But Madness is bigger for Warriors, though.
Okay.
Like, right?
I'm just curious.
Like,
yeah.
Madness is just like inherently, as the way the item is designed, Warriors are always cleaving and whirlwinding. It's like it's sweeping strikes or whatever. Like Warriors is Madness just seems absolutely like a Fury Warrior item. It's fucking insane. Item is just crazy, and like I want it so bad on the Hunter, but I don't see a way to make an argument that it's better for a Hunter than a Fury Warrior, unless your Hunters are like doo-dooing on your Fury Warriors. Like if you were to look at like a Salad Baker's log and you see Captain versus anyone that's not Psycho right now, yeah, or like Nars, you'd be like,
loot for support cost. Well, support costs is still get loot. There's a lot of loot. Remember, there's a lot of loot in here that like as a caster we don't want. That just goes to the supports because nobody wants it, right?
Yeah.
Think like Cowl, whatever from fucking Void Reaver, all that shit, you know, Solarian Pants, Astromancer, that stuff. Like we don't use all that. Your hard sleep on mages? No, let's talk about this for a second. Starting in the T6, mages are going to absolutely pump, and they're obviously going to be carrying a lot of black prop paladins, warlocks, and mages are going to be carrying Mount Hydra, obviously. And mages are still going to do good in Black Temple. Once mages don't start falling off a little bit until everybody starts getting their gear. You're not going to walk in the T6 and all of a sudden mages are going to be fucking bottom of the barrel. They're never bottom of the barrel. They're still always going to be a contender, and they're going to be pumping the whole time. They're just going to fall off more, and it's a mix of them falling. It's like, you know how from T4 to T5 mages got a lot of gear, warlocks didn't get a lot of gear, some of you know hunters didn't really go like insane amount of DPS gain from T5. That's not like that anymore. Now mages are barely getting anything, or other classes are getting anything, while hunters and warlocks are getting a full kit of gear. You know what I mean? Including haste meaning more to us, you know, trinkets, these stuff that helps us a lot more. So the DPS meter is going to be skewed a lot more. You're not going to see mages on top of it though. I think you will starting out, yeah, like I said, for like a month, like until everybody gets gear. But if you're talking like it's been a month or two and people are starting to get the gear, mages are not going to be topping in Black Temple. Bosses and stuff like that. Maybe overall. No, I don't think they will overall. Also, I guess it can depend on how big you're pulling too, I guess. So I guess I can shut the fuck up.
Yeah, they're still so strong on overall.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I guess I kind of forgot that if everything's so easy and you're just pulling it all, then yeah, I guess.
And you're pulling
mages are still gonna pump, yeah.
Like if they've got innervates and like they've got
my brain automatically goes to like boss damage. I forget that it's like overall, you know, overall. So I guess I forgot about that. You can underestimate how hard your hunters are. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You guys. Fina, it's because these are all classic Andes, and they've heard forever is Warlock and Hunters are so good, and nobody's seen them yet because it's not now. They'll see it in T6, CA, Sunwell.
No, that's what
the whole
like,
game changes.
We could see it from like already on fights. I'm doing 3K DPS where on private servers, and I might be losing internet by the way.
Yeah,
on private servers, like watching some of these same fights, like the #1 DPS is doing like 17 like K DPS, right, or like 1.7K. Instead, I'm already doing double that, right? And don't have the gear. Like it's gonna be so different.
Oh yeah, boss is really the smallest part of the film. Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's why. That's why I think corrected myself.
Where warriors, I think this is just like.
I think it's warriors and mages together. I think warriors and mages can carry the AOE, but I think warlocks can carry the AOE if they're doing what warlocks are supposed to do with it. Seed set it out. If we can get the seed bug fixed, if we can do some other shit, are you guys try harding your trash packs like 90% of the warlocks are not doing? Then yeah, maybe you're not going to do any damage. But if you as a warlock are trying to go balls out on AOE, there are so many fucking little things you can do to do more to AOE damage that so many people aren't doing. And if you're going to remain that way, then yeah, you're going to get dusted off by the mages every single time.
Yeah,
at least in Mount Hydra.
I think as we move into like Brutalis, I think we're gonna have good hunters at. I mean, right now our openers are like 5.4K DPS, right? Like if you're having a really solid opener, you're already at 5K DPS in your opener. Like it's the damage scaling is gonna be pretty nuts.
All right, next up, Faceplant of the Impenetrable. That's just a tanking thing, nothing to talk about. Stormrage Signet, anything spicy there? Armor Pin Ring. Oh,
everything spicy.
What the fuck?
Just as spicy, dude. God damn it.
So these priors remain the same?
No. I don't know.
Wow, dude, I kind of like this whole mage thing. They don't want haste. We don't have any conflicting things with the mages, really. You guys are over here every piece.
Yeah, everyone's like. Rogues love it, Enhanced loves it, DPS Warrior loves it, BM loves it.
Hi, Grovey.
Kitty loves it. Everyone fucking loves it.
All right.
But rogues do get a big old boosty with this.
Who brings rogues? You're gonna start bringing rogues. Rogues start being respectable. Once they get 4 set, they start actually pumping hard. Same with warriors. Bosses too, not just trash. I'm talking about pure there. You know how Fury Warriors overall was? Check this out. You know how Fury's overall was already pretty good? Yeah, you guys are fucked now. Fury's gonna be pumping right now. Nobody thought Fury's gonna be as good as it is right now with the trash, right?
I did.
You did? Yeah. Well, I didn't because I didn't play Classic, but yeah.
Exactly.
The Classic people knew.
Sleeping on this.
Yeah. But they, I think once they get their gear settled out, we're a month into T6, Fury's going to be blindly top. I would say top DPS. I'm going to go in blind right now and say Fury's going to be top DPS overall.
Yeah.
If we had to do some kind of rankings a month after T6 launch, Fury would be number 1. Arcane 2, depending. I think it's because it's so early. I said within a month, right? So not everybody has their gear and shit. They already are. Yeah, it's gonna be low armor bosses, armor. It's gonna be even more than that, though. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What was it saying? What else? I don't remember. Oh yeah. Depending on the fights and how I think mages are gonna be fucking up there too, and then warlocks. Looks like bipolar unless you want to parse.
It'll be interesting. I'm gonna be super intrigued.
All right.
I'm very intrigued to see.
We're gonna go to Momentum of Tyrant. This is just a healing thing, so we're gonna ignore that, and we're not gonna hide it anymore. What about Shard of Azzinoth? Worth anything?
No. It would be a dagger rogue, but that's it, right? I mean, I guess maybe like a Fury with like terrible offhand or something. It's absolutely.
Oh my balls! This looks dope.
Yeah, it looks fucking cool.
Yeah, if your target is below 50% health, your direct healing spells will cause your target to be healed for an additional a whole 200 extra health. That's crazy. Psych. What about bows? Obviously, you right. What about shield? Warrior does it
shield
just
doesn't. It's
default
only
to warrior.
It's
it
warrior
is?
for sure.
Pallies don't use this at all.
They use Illidari something.
What do Pallies use for shield?
But they could use this for like mitigation set, like our single target.
Borg's
but it's warrior prio. They have a spell damage shield.
Okay.
Like
Pallies use that? I don't know. That's what. No, I was asking. Pallies can use it.
But like honestly,
Pallies have a trash shield. Pallies the one from Arkamon.
If you have a warrior and a pally tank, there would be zero reason to give this to your pally tank first over your warrior.
Oh yeah, you're right. They're right. I remember this.
Usually don't have a prot warrior anymore.
That dainty ass shield, bro. Look at that dainty shield. Looks dope though. I wish that shield was bigger. Man, if that shield was as big as like any other shield, that would be a dope shield. This thing is just too fat. This thing is Zug Zug, bro. This says Zug Zug engraved on the bottom of it. It says Zug Zug. It's crazy.
The Illidan shield looks fucking cool. It looks cool.
We got a nice healing mace we talked about, and the bow. Does that? I know like other people use range, but
the healing mace is crazy.
Yeah, but
the bow, survival hunter first, and then other hunters.
Really?
You're gonna use it for like speedrun situations, but it's not your BiS. Your BiS bow is from Arkamon. If I'm min-maxing, I would for sure have both. Like I'm gonna try to have both for sure. You can also, PvP, it's really nice. I'm gonna have both of the bows because on trash, I'll probably use this bow most of the time to have a higher uptime of like my mana, especially if you have struggles with Judgment of Wisdom on trash, then it's gonna be huge. But single target DPS wise, Bristle Blitz will beat it out. So you'll end up using that instead of this Black Bow of the Betrayer, but it also looks really cool.
A gnome with that shield is BiS. Yeah, I'm putting us on YouTube literally when we're done. We're almost done. I'm gonna host them. I'm put on YouTube. Now we can get to some spicy stuff here, which is I guess we can talk about the first one, which is Skull Go Down.
This first one, we already talked about Curse Vision.
It's Warlock Prio, so I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say Warlock Prio and everybody go biased. I just hope that objectively this is Warlock Prio. I'm not just saying that. Yeah. I'm not just saying it. In a perfect world, if a bunch of these drop, I bet you mages would love them. And I've talked to mages about this, but I think objectively, this is kind of known that this is Warlock Prio. Fina, the reason Fina's from private servers, the reason I say that is because the game has changed a lot from private servers, just like Classic did. It's no longer cut in stone, this. It's everything is a fighting piece of gear. I don't know. Is anybody? I mean, nobody complains about this when I usually say this, but it kind of goes objectively to warlocks. Which now I have gone in and I have killed Illidan many fucking times, and I've seen one of these drop. I've seen one of these drop over the years of. It's one. So you get one. Who you give it to? Who you give it to is up to you. I'm not in your raid. You can give it to your pumper. You can treat it like a glaive thing where you give it to your pumper, or you can give it to like who it benefits more. Obviously going to benefit a warlock more. I don't think you should boil down to who. Like, we're going to give it to the affliction lock because he's being affliction the whole time. No. You know what I mean?
No
like you have your
way,
Destro lock. I would give it to every guild has. Okay, every guild has warlocks. Every guild has that one warlock who just goes out, who just goes all out. You know what I mean? I'm not even that warlock in my guild, but the first place is that warlock, bro. They have that one warlock who just shits, eats, and breeds one spell power upgrades, right? You got that guy you can give it to. Or you can get the guy who's tanking everything. You got one warlock tanking all the bosses every time. You can support him, as long as he's not a bum, you know what I mean? Is there someone with perfect attendance? It goes with however you want to do it, is how you want to do it. But, you know, be careful with this, man. I know a lot of people who are officers just to get this, and that's some cringe shit. You know what I mean? Be fair about this, man. You can ruin people's life with this shit, bro. Don't be, you know, I know it's just loot and people, not me, I don't care about it that much, but loot, I want it. I do care about it. Clarification, I never had it, but I'm not going to cry over loot. I never have. People do though. People, you know, have 9 to 5 jobs and they only have 2 hours a night to play. And then they're 2 hours, they want to get loot, bro. And then they don't get it. So be careful with your guys' loot. And talking about that, because I'm leaving yours for last, is right into Zardoom, which is another very spicy thing. And where you can go between Mage Prio, Shadow Priest, any caster. You can even, I've only seen one of these drop too, obviously RNG, but you can go give this one to whoever you want. You can make it like a vanity item as well. Your shadow, a lot of people are arguing to give this Shadow Priest because it gets them the haste cap right away. I don't care what you do with it. Warlocks want it. It's BiS for Warlocks right now. It's BiS for Mages. The problem with Warlocks is, yes, it's BiS right now for Warlocks, but the one-hand offhand setup for Warlocks is better down the road. Down the road is in like literally the next time that you fucking anything comes out. It's going to be better to have the offhand and the main hand. So personally, I'm not even going to fucking put a plus in chat when the fucking Zardoom drops. You know what I mean? Why do we did discuss healer loot. What do you mean? Well, to be fair, we don't play healers. So if we were talking about like loot prio on like, you know, this staff or whatever, I mean, this, where'd it go?
The mace. The mace is insane.
I don't know healer loot prios, bro. Yeah. I have no idea. I don't know. Healers? You're a fucking healer? Yeah, I know. Healers one.
I know what it's BiS for. Yeah, but I
Skull will be BiS going in the Wrath, but it's not pre-BiS. You'll replace it. Arguably it is pre-BiS. Arguably. It depends on which one that you can get, which one of the trinkets you get coming into T7. Oh, there we go. Fina is actually a professional, like a good healer. If she says Resto Shaman, Co-Priest, whatever. That's what I would say if I had to say it. Because the MP5 is more important. MP5 doesn't matter to a priest as much as Spirit does. MP5 is bigger on a shaman than it is for a priest. God, I knew that. So I guess I do know a little bit about him. Just Crystal Spire of Karabor.
You know everything.
Proc with Judgment of Light. I have no idea, bro. I don't know. I didn't try it. Is it proc off Judgment of Light? Ooh. I don't know. Yes, it does. Okay, yeah. Resto Shaman, H Priest, Rest. Yeah, okay. So it seems like we're in agreement here. I don't know especially. I never heard that while playing there. Yeah. But Zardoom, prio wise, I mean, it's BiS for Warlocks and Mages and Shadow Priest right now. I think there's times when Mages wouldn't use it, just like there's times when Warlocks wouldn't use it. I could be wrong. A Mage in chat can correct me right now. I know a Shadow Priest would use this right away. To be honest, I'm not even against giving this to a Shadow Priest right away. I'm not saying to do that, but I wouldn't be against it. Not really tripping. Mages who don't have Nexus Key, yeah. I mean, I think you could look at one of these things where... Also, while we talk about weapons, we're not doing Mount Hydro today, but that's the counteract. The counter argument to this is whoa, that's not the right place. The counteract is this one hand and the offhand, which is better. I mean, but the problem is there's a lot of hits, 34 hit on it. And nobody needs that hit. We're over hit cap by like fucking 2% or something right there, right? So the argument is that we don't... Because we can't use that hit right now, the argument is Warlocks want to use Zardoom, which is fine, which it is BiS. But that being said, like I said, I don't know. It's coming from a Warlock perspective, and you know I like my Warlocks. I'm not even gonna roll on it. I want the one hand offhand for later down the road. You have anything to say about that?
Not really. I guess your guild can decide. The haste is really nice. That static haste is always really nice, but that's definitely guild by guild basis, I guess.
I know. I need to bolt up my camera. I know. I don't even know. It's on my fuck. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. We'll fix this at some point. I'm not really worried about it, but yeah, I will, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we'll see it drop. So I think loot drama this phase is going to be the spiciest loot drama out of any phase of all of classic WoW so far.
Oh yeah.
Because everyone has something they want to loot drama with. It's not like just DST or just DFT back in the day, you know? It's not like one item or it's like who's getting Gressel. It's not that. No, it's like everyone. Your healers have shit they want to fight for. All of your melee have things they want to fight for, and not just one item, but like 4 items they want to fight for. All of your casters are like, I should get Skull, and then they're like, no, wait, I should get Zardoom. You know, it's like it's gonna be juicy.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think you guys should remember that it's loot, and like someone just said, good thing T6 is comfy because there will be T6 loot for everybody, T6 split loot for everybody.
Yeah,
those guilds who kind of didn't really have that much trouble, but all these guilds, this is going to be a pretty relatively easy fight. After a couple weeks, think about doing some splits and stuff if you can. You know,
everyone's going to be able to clear.
It's all Ret Pyro. How many rogue GMs of new guilds we're going to see? Man, a lot. People were waiting for this minute for a while. GDP, alt runs, splits. Yep. And lastly, I'm gonna let the man touch on it.
Oh,
the man, the myth, the legend.
So I made a video about Warglaive Prio.
I'll link it. I'll do it.
But I the hard part about the video is I went super hard against rogues in the video originally, like basically saying all these things why warriors should get it because it's fucking insane for warriors. And then I had COVID, as you can see in this, me thinking this was hilarious. And then I had COVID and I was like editing it and I was like, damn, I went really hard for warriors. I should probably reshoot some things for rogues. And then in my delirium, I think I edited it way too far the other direction. So it's the differences player versus class. Is your guild choosing between like who should get it? Because like if they know who should get it, they can totally decide. Who cares, right? Your guild can decide. Like let them decide. If you're in a speedrun guild, you're literally not. If you're in a speedrun guild or like a top 20 guild or a top 100 guild in the world, you know that this is going to your warriors, right? This is going to your warriors. If you're looking at it like what increases your guild's DPS more, it's probably going to your warriors. If you're looking at it as what increases like, or like you don't care about like overall DPS or like who increases more single target DPS or who PvPs, it's like all of those things really need to take into consideration. It's like your guild's decision, right? Like whatever your guild does, really.
I linked Sart's video, which he did a glazed one, and I linked Snowme's video. He went real technical with some stuff too. They're both good videos. They both say it's pretty much the same thing. But yeah, good. So if you guys want more math on it, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So it's just both. I think they're gonna drop pretty often. Personally, I mean, we've already seen like people getting double drops of bindings in MC and Season of Mastery like 3 weeks in. So like, let's be real, you're gonna see glaives. If your guild is not like a super hardcore, serious, sweaty guild, then who cares? Give it to whoever deserves the glaives more. Fucking, what do you care?
There's actually math on it right here. So 10 kills gives you a 16% chance to get it. 20 kills gives you 41% chance. 30 kills gives you 61, 40, 75, 50, 85. 60 kills gives you 91% chance to get a set.
Yeah. So you're gonna get it. So like, I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Well, I don't know about you. I mean,
I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, you say that, but still no Vash Maze. Yeah, we're investments and stuff. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
60 weeks, yeah.
But everyone is gonna kill BT week 1 this time. Everyone's gonna kill it. I don't care about glaives like myself as like on my rogue. Like, I don't care if I'm in a situation. I generally look at things from my perspective as what's better for the raid, but that's what's the difference is like, what is your guild looking at and what matters to your guild? That's it. That's all that matters. What matters to your guild? You know, that's
someone says if you're in a top 20 guild, you won't want a rogue. I think that's false. Remember, rogues get a lot better right now, and also you can have a rogue with the gloves, PvP gloves, handle interrupts on 2 bosses, and nobody else needs to worry about it. Granted, you can have other people do that too, but a good rogue is a very valuable person to have in the raid.
I still don't see a top 20 guild bringing a rogue still.
After he gets gear? After the rogue gets gear?
Yeah.
Even after 4-piece?
Even if their single target DPS is really solid, a better warrior would, like,
yeah,
other than
I guess you're right.
A player like back in the day, right? Like I or like a lot, like even like Progress. Let's say Progress. They had a rogue core in Nax even, and a lot of them rerolled warriors, but they still ran like multiple rogues over warriors because those players like to play rogues, and they were better than 99.98% of warriors in the world, right? Like those rogues could outperform on all of the great warriors other than the best warriors, right? So if you have a situation like that where you have a rogue outperforming like that and you get like exposed, then yeah, maybe, yeah, you could. But like the issue with rogues, mainly our biggest issue, our biggest flaw is our cleave damage is just doo-doo other than a 2-minute CD. It's just such a long cooldown. So like for overall damage through a raid, warriors just keep getting better and better, especially as you get armor pen. But then obviously rogues scale better and better as we get armor pen too. So like single target, rogues are going to be amazing, and we're finally like catching up and even beating most classes. And you could see rogues topping meters for sure, especially with glaives. In a raid situation, a better, like a warrior at the same exact skill level should be doing more though.
All right, Watchdog threat. Our warriors, we've gave glaives to, I've been in guilds where we've got glaives given to a rogue and a warrior, and the warrior had significantly more threat issues than the rogue did, obviously, for obvious reasons.
How insane was your tank?
Tank's pretty good. Yeah, I've never been in a shitty guild, so tank's pretty good.
Yeah.
But I don't know how good that Fury warrior is. More like it. It's more like was that Fury doing everything he can do to stay out, you know. That's what I don't know.
There's glaive bids going in GDPs already for over a million.
1.35 million is the highest right now. Someone sent a clip in the WOTLK Discord of someone. It was offering like $100,000, like real ass money. I don't know if it's true or not though, but it was like, no, he was like, I'll pay whatever the fucking price is for it. I was like, whoa. Yeah, 1.3 million. I think we have a G bid going on the week of Black Temple, like my Shadow Priest in a G bid, and we're going in it the week of, and I think the glaives is like 400 or something like that. Yeah, our highest is only 400. I hope it gets higher. Glaive Prot Warrior Prio. Oh man. Their crap is an issue. Yeah, it's a huge issue.
Totally gonna happen
for Fury Warriors. Like I was surprised when I saw it like that. Our Fury dies all the time. He gets used to it eventually, but it's a big thing. Glaive Prio comes down to this. Player over craft 100%, performance contributions to the guild, contributions to the raid, not just exposed armor, but strats, consumes, etc. Things like that play into factor. Yep. Yeah. Kind of like Atish did, right? Atish, kind of. I don't know how you guys did that, but isn't that kind of what this would be like? Obviously more.
I think that was significantly less.
I mean, like how you pick. Like, well, no, it wasn't. Every caster in the world wanted Atish. What are you talking about? That's all we talked about the whole time we were playing Classic. Yo. What? I want it.
Yeah, but it was.
I want the black birds.
Yeah, you just gave it to whatever class would like benefit the rest of the raid. You just, you know.
I just want glaives to go Sarthe in the raid. I want to get my goal is the Fury, or I want to get a Fury warrior, which I'm working on. I want to get in this guild who's like, yo, I love you, and then I get in this guild and they give me glaives, and then I take a picture of it in the rogue Discord, and then I delete it. Actually, I disenchant it in front of the rogue. That's what I want to do. That's my goal.
What happens when you disenchant glaives? You just
I don't know. I just want to do it to make rogues mad. Just to be super toxic.
I think it's fair.
You get a void crystal. Can you imagine not even getting a void crystal for some reason? It just gives you like it gives you like a fucking impossible, like a small brilliant shard for some reason.
Yeah. So we'll see. Glaives is definitely, if you're in like a very serious guild, you already know it's going to a warrior, and if you're not, then it's absolutely just player versus class. Like, what has that player brought to the raids? Does he deserve it? What has he done for the guild as a whole? Or like, has he been promised glaives for forever? Is he 3.2k rating? Because if not, then this will help him get there. I don't know. Whatever.
I feel like you can include if you have a rogue PvPing, but I don't know if that was your video or Snowme's video. This needs to be like a already ranked up rogue. Like this is already rank 1, 2 rogue who's like, yo, I need glaives. That's like then maybe if he's like an active raider, yeah, he's on your comp. This is your rogue in your raid, but he's also like rank 1, 2, like that kind of. You can use that, I guess, as a good example because that's like, you know.
Yeah, but
because warriors don't use it in PvP, right?
No. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be interesting. There's gonna be drama.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of drama. I can't wait for all the Gorthaks and the WoW Classic highlight clips for the stuff. It's gonna be pretty fucking cool. Yeah. Well, I guess last thing we touch on is just random nothing. What is there anything else? Deep Dive Black Temple.
This is gonna be fun and a lot of drama.
I think that's it. I think it's a Deep Dive Black Temple done, boys. Longer than usual, but it was worth it. Mount Hydra's next. Hopefully PTR comes back up the next few days like it's supposed to, and you know, we'll be in there immediately.
I don't know if it will because of New Year's.
Yeah, it's something that might come after.
I kind of hope that Blizzard doesn't, but then it just means we get it like right before the season ends, which then pumps us right towards like 1 week later we'll have tier 3 content.
How do you we didn't touch on this, but we guess we should have, because what do you think about the whole like arena season shit they said yesterday? Like the now with the expected release date, what are you thinking?
The 18th, 1 week later.
January?
Done, yeah. So we're gonna get this content very soon. Definitely.
I think it's gonna be the 18th of the week after.
Yeah. Like the latest would be 1 more week, but like it'd be crazy for them to do that. That would mean they are backed up on their end for sure.
Yeah. They would have said in the blog post it was the 18th. That's what I feel like. But would they have at the same time? They don't really tell us that time. It's gonna be. I think so. My first instinct is to say February because of PoE, Lost Ark, and as well as Elden Ring and all that, because that's what they do. It's not a meme anymore. Yeah. It's no longer a meme. No, they do that.
They don't hide that shit at all.
Yeah, they do that. They do that. They don't even. They do not. Yeah, they're not ashamed.
Me too.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are waiting. We'll wait too. Yeah, just let me know when you guys are going, and then we'll launch. Which is fine. It's competition. Do whatever. They did it to fucking New World, Lost Ark, shit, beta. They're doing everything.
Yeah.
It's a competition though. It's smart. But yeah, it's just smart business. It's not. We're not knocking. But that's why I think February. But like I'm bored, bro. I'm bored. TBC, as many people are. But so I hope it comes out sooner. But you know.
Yeah, I think it's definitely time to have the next content, and I think this is gonna be the most fun phase. I mean, maybe Sunwell, obviously, but I think this, like, for right now, is gonna be a really, really fun phase.
Yeah, I'm excited for Sunwell, just for difficulty. I'm hoping that's our last little chance of getting something a little, you know, something a little nice.
Yeah, and I'm excited for the sake of trying to do it fast.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and spam link your Twitch and stuff in here and your YouTube, brother, and I'll go ahead and set this host up for you. You're gonna be on, right?
Yeah. Give me like 4 minutes.
Go ahead. I can hang out with you.
I'll ping you in Discord. Much love, guys. Thank you guys for all watching the Classic Life podcast. Crix, great show again, man.
Oh, my man, I love you, brother.
Yeah.
Got you posted everywhere.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year's.
Got you posted everywhere.
Merry Christmas, live in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
Peace, brother. All right, guys. It wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Hey, I'm gonna cut that down as soon as we're gonna wait 5 minutes and then we'll host him. Look at my fucking thing snitching on me, bro. Yo, I don't play private service. What are you talking about? You fucking bitch. It's gonna get watch me. One of these days, it's gonna get me. It's gonna be like a dick pic. I don't know whose dick that is. I'm gonna host him, and I'm gonna be done for today. I'm going to actually Alive. Are you still in here? I'm going to get off my computer. I'm going to post this to YouTube, cut it down, clip it, timestamp it, post it to YouTube for you guys, and then I'm going to get off. I'm gonna be off, and then I'm going to probably finish leveling my priest on the Lich King server. I already did next. I did all my 25s this morning. Hard moded them all, brother. That's how I started my stream today. We didn't hard mode all of them. There's like 3 bosses we didn't. No, I am. That's my set. This is my actual gear. Oh, what? You don't know about this bug yet? Oh, did you want to learn about it? Oh, you did? You guys think I can get the first proc? If you demonic sacrifice a pet, you can proc this, guys. For those that don't know, you ready for this? First one, first time. Oh my god, it's fate. Never mind. We're gonna keep going. We have nothing to do until Sarthe is ready, so we're gonna keep going. No, I don't think it's... Well, is it patched? We'll find out. Why is this not on my bars, bro? There to ask when you got it. That was you? Yeah, well, we're here. We might as well try and see if it's fixed. I don't think it is, though. There it is right there. There you go. There you go. Still works. Seedbug, where me and Rye are going to make a video about it tomorrow, I think. It pretty much, if you seed off, the mob you seed off of counts for AoE cap, even though it doesn't get damage. So if you seed a pack of 10 mobs, 1 of those mobs are not getting any damage. If you pack 8, 1 is not getting damage. That buff is a trinket. Oh, man, bro. Guys, bro. This is why you got to be on the YouTube, boys. This is why you got to be at the YouTube, baby. Look at this. Slipping, bros. Here, let me change your life. Watch that. It's 2 minutes long. TLDR. Yeah, get the trinket. It's the Skyguard rep trinket. You put it on and you fucking dim sack something and it pops it. Watch, you want to see if we can get lucky again? Shit's broken. I didn't do it that time. Oh, I didn't do it right that time. There it is. Now I did do it that time. Then you can switch to whatever your trinket you're using, quags or whatever. So what you do is you imagine a pull timer 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. That was weird. That was weird, huh? You can also proc with the Xmas pet fight. Yeah, and another thing I'm going to do, some real try-hard shit. Here's my seed set, right? This is my new seed set. I went and got Will Tryhardy and went and got fucking Blade of Wizardry. I swear to God, I'm going to try to fucking weave this shit in. I can't do it here because I don't want to go fly all the way to the fight to do this. But pretty much if you tap, you don't get the GCD from switching your weapon. And then I have a weak ore that keeps track of my Blade of Wizardry. You can't see it. I don't know why it's not working right now.